Hi, my name is Raph. I am playing Grinner, a barbarian human running from his past as an ex-soldier, now turned mercenary.
Hey everyone, I'm Jared. I'm playing the character of Luther. He's a Dhampir. He is a fighter that specializes in firearms, a bit of an investigator, and I am the great uncle of Grinner.
Hi, I'm Jacob. I'm playing Tithla, the Goblin Ranger. She is a wonderful hunter and medical genius.
Hi, I'm Haz. I'm playing Theodore, the Satyr Druid, who's a kind of a charismatic druid who's unwillingly taken Tithla under his wing as she's followed him through the forest for the past few months.
G'day, I'm Tom. I'm playing Jonor, the Aasimar Wizard. He is on the pursuit of good and evil, finding out the best and worst in this world, and he's doing that with a little bit of naivety and optimism.
And I'm Owen, the Dungeon Master of our Curse of Strahd campaign. Hello, everybody. Thank goodness that last bit's been cut. Welcome to the Lost Archives. My name's Owen. I'm the Dungeon Master of our Curse of Strahd campaign. It's so lovely to see your faces. We're very happy to have you all back, and we're all excited to be back. Oh my goodness, it's been such a fun-filled campaign so far. The characters have just had a pretty easy romp through a rather lovely demi-plane. Certainly no existential moments have been had, and we certainly didn't end last session on a bit of a cliffhanger, which we'll get into in a moment. But before we do, thank you everybody who joined us on Saturday morning for the Grounded stream. That was a lot of fun. If you want to see a grown man genuinely scared of a ladybug, check it out. I'll be posting the edited down versions up on YouTube. I have never been more scared of insects in my entire life. Not scared of insects in real life. I really like spiders, but in Grounded, fuck me, they are terrifying. I find like everything in that thing absolutely horrifying. So we're going to continue to play that. I think it's more scary for me than most horror games I've played. I don't know why. It's just something about the cartoony aspect of it, and then actually like running from your life from a ladybug covered in mushrooms growing out of it. Terrifying. So yeah, really keen to keep playing Grounded. So we'll be playing through Grounded every Saturday morning until we're finished. We've got our team ready to rock and roll. Obviously Bree, Darren, and who was the last person we were playing with? I think it must have been Andrew. So we'll be playing through all of Grounded. So make sure you come and check it out. But tonight we're playing Dungeons and Dragons, and it is our Curse of Strahd campaign tonight. Now, I better do a little bit of a recap before we jump in, and then we'll see how the session goes. So last session, the newest team of the Tempest Adventuring Guild have found themselves lost in a strange land following a request to investigate some mysterious disappearances. Exploring a manor in the ruined town of Dowbridge, the group have faced ghosts, ghouls, and banshees, and in the process of disrupting a cursed magic ritual, have now been pulled through a tear in space to the demi-plane of Barovia. Travelling to the nearby town, the group were met by a Barovian man who introduced himself as Ismark, son of the recently deceased village burgomaster. Ismark also introduced the group to his sister Irina and revealed that they planned to head to the nearby town of Vallaki, fearing they might befall the same fate as their father. Travelling the road between the towns of Barovia and Vallaki, the group have survived their first night in the wilds. During this night, the group met an old hunter, Damien, who taught Tithla how to make arrows and had some good chats with the party. Setting off again soon after dawn, the group continued toward Vallaki, but when the countryside suddenly turned from overgrown woodlands into a large field of golden wheat, the party decided on a small detour. Winding through the wheat fields, a well-maintained cobbled path led towards a large windmill, standing alone on a hillside. As they approached with excitement, the group realizing this might be the origin of the dream pastries, a large raven seemed to be trying to signal something to them, cawing loudly when they tried to approach and flapping its wings in agitation. The behaviour of the birds soon left the party's minds, however, when an old, white-haired woman wearing a flowing apron emerged from inside the mill and waved very friendly to the party. Introducing herself as Effie, the woman welcomed the group inside the mill, the lower floor having been converted into a rustic-style cafe. The party learned that Effie and her younger sisters, Bella and Morgan, ran the mill all by themselves, infusing their cooking with magic to create the dream pastries. The group were keen on a tour, which Effie gladly provided, showing them the mill grinding a very pale white flour, the serving area of the kitchen, and of course 2 massive cast iron stoves, one of which was lit and cooking something inside that smelled delicious. Grinner was extremely keen on eating pie, and when Effie offered to head to the kitchen to check if any pies were available, he got a bit close to the door and had a bit of an eavesdrop. Emerging from below, however, before Grinner could learn too much, Effie and her sister Bella brought up a steaming, freshly baked pie. At this stage, Jonor's hag senses, which had so far been fairly quiet, started to kick up a bit, and he attempted to read Effie's mind using Detect Thoughts. This did not go to plan, Effie turning the tables on Jonor's spell, and instead taking him aside and placing a Geese spell on him, a magical compulsion, to fulfill a task that she has set him. While this was going on, Bella led Grinner and Theodore below to show off the under kitchen. Grinner ate a pastry that made him extremely suggestible and want to be a pie. Theodore faked being charmed, and Bella attempted to cut Grinner up into pieces for the next pie. Combat ensued, revealing Bella and Effie as, surprise, Night Hags. With the party facing dangerous foes, Tithla attempted to position herself near the ovens for cover, revealing that one of the ovens was actually an animate creature, a hungry animate creature. We left off last session, the group scrambling to escape the hags, as a dark figure pushes open the doorway, the light behind hiding them from view, until you hear a familiar voice calling out. The voice of Morgan, the third sister, who you had met previously in the town of Barovia and who you had bought the dream pastries off. As she steps into the doorway looking across, seeing her sisters transformed into their hag forms, Morgan smiles. Ah, well, it seems that we are going to have a bit more filling for our pies, just as I have sold the last of them. Well, my sisters, please be done with this lot quickly. And we jump right back in at the beginning of initiative, as we left off last session. Tithla, I pass over to you. You are currently in the kitchen preparation area. Your summoned Drake at your side, currently taking a bit of damage from a large animated cast iron oven, flames burning deep within its heart, but still that delicious smell assaulting your senses. Kind of a bit confusing, like existential dread, but delicious pie smell, mixing themselves in your mind, which is kind of how Grinner's living his life right now, I guess.
So, fortunately, I've had all week to think about my next move and wasn't just thinking about it in the last 30 seconds while you're doing the recap. So,
that seems a bit defensive.
No, I'm saying it's lucky that didn't happen, because that would have been awkward. So, Tithla's going to take a step back to, get out of that range. I don't know if the oven wants to take an attack of opportunity.
The oven's going to take an attack of opportunity.
Rude.
One of the oven's clawed feet tries to swipe at you, Tithla. Does a 14 hit you?
No, it doesn't.
No, sir.
Hit me. Can't see me.
Wouldn't even hit you. That's an achievement. As the oven's clawed foot attempts to rake across you, one of these clawed cast iron feet attempts to rake across your back, Tithla, your Drake pushes in and knocks the oven aside, preventing it from landing that hit on you.
What a guy. He's going to have a big round this round. Tithla is going to take a shot at the oven with her longbow.
Brilliant. As Tithla scrambles away, does a little roll, moves back, pulls out her longbow. Although for Tithla, it's kind of it's a longbow for Tithla, but for everyone else, it's a short bow.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Long's relative. It's a Tithla-sized bow.
Yeah.
And so she's going to let that loose as the arrow is traveling. The dragon. Dragon? What is it? What do we call it? What kind of? It's a drake. Thank you.
Oh, Josh.
I should know that. It's mine. The Drake is going to infuse...
Just run a full campaign with the Drake Warden, so all G. Right? I know the Drake Wardens well now. Awesome class, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I'm super excited. Is going to infuse the arrow with the cold energy from its breath. Whatever.
Brilliant.
So we'll roll the attack, see if it does anything.
Yeah, see if it hits.
That's a 14.
14. It's kind of appropriate you chose to go with cold damage, as the arrow flashes with this ice-cold magic passing by the Drake. The heat from the oven seems to melt the ice, and the arrow just into the wall behind the oven, missing completely as the sudden loss of weight from the ice causes it to fly askew.
Well, that's unfortunate, and Tithla's going to go, okay, your turn now. You try and hit it. And that's the end of her turn. So she's used her bonus action to tell the Drake to attack it.
Brilliant.
And sorry, I'm just trying to fiddle with the buttons here. And so it is going to do a bite action.
Brilliant.
It's that kind of a roll. I'm going to assume that the 6 doesn't hit either if the 14 didn't hit.
Yeah, no, 6 because it's the Drake and not you. The 6, no.
That would track.
The 6 is not enough. As the Drake goes to bite down, I mean, this thing's made of cast iron. The Drake bites down, and nothing seems to happen. As the Drake sort of pulls back, looking a bit confused, the oven flaps its doors aggressively. flaps its doors aggressively. I'm sticking with it. The oven flaps its doors aggressively at you. Fucking hell, my brain
I don't know how to feel about that.
As it moves the doors backward and forward with this clanging noise that reverberates around the small kitchen.
Lovely.
I'm just imagining it like the oven downstairs in Home Alone.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
I pictured this oven the whole time.
Yes, absolutely. That's a far better picture than I can paint. Anything else in your turn, Tithla, or are you just so
I'm just trying to
off-put by this
quickly
oven?
check if
It's
it can
flapping
move
aggressively.
if the Drake can move
Animators
without me
out
having
there.
to tell it to.
Animate that for me, please.
Is there not I might be confusing it with Pathfinder, but can't you just take like a 5-foot move without incurring attacks of opportunity?
Once you've moved, if you move away from a creature and you're threatened, you will take an attack of opportunity unless you
that's what I'm
disengage.
thinking.
But once you've moved away, once you're no longer in the threatened space, you can use the rest of your movement. So you've currently only moved 5 feet away. Tithla, if you wanted to move further away, you could keep moving. You don't need
There's
to move.
nowhere good to move to.
Out
That's-
here where there's not ovens.
Where aren't we all in the same room? Are we
So
not in the same room?
there's the kitchen and the cafe area. Currently, Tithla, you're in the kitchen with Ismark and Irina. If you move closer towards the front door, you'd be moving closer to Effie and Morgan, but you'd be out of the kitchen. And there's a small doorway keeping you away from the rest of the kitchen.
Yeah, great. Well, let's go back and pretend I didn't say that it's the end of my turn, so the Drake has its turn.
That's fine. No,
and
that's
we'll
okay.
just
I'm
shift a
happy for
little
you
bit.
to. What are we doing?
Yeah, great. Can we come out of there and then sort of go to just buddy up with someone else in another room and keep eyes through the doorway?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not
What
sure.
I'm going to really quickly do.
I thought Ismark and Irina were going down to wake up Grinner.
Yeah, exactly right.
Right.
But they haven't gotten through that passageway yet.
Right.
Yeah, that's the problem. I'm just going to really quickly draw
Some rooms.
Yeah, exactly. Just super
Great.
quickly. I mean, this is DM preparation, I have to say.
And while you're doing that, the Drake can move of its own accord. So I assume it would follow me if I'm leaving.
Yes. Yeah, it would.
And so then it wouldn't receive an attack of opportunity because it already attacked me.
The Drake can move and not take an attack of opportunity. That is correct.
Lovely.
This triangle here is going to represent the pathway down to the cellar. Just really quickly draw the cellar, which is the under kitchen.
Where I assume there's not actually a wall between me and Bella because I was slapping her.
I've got to move your tokens around. Yeah.
Alright, cool, yeah.
Give me a second.
Who
mate.
was slapping who? Harrison?
There's mutual slapping.
There was
mutual
this.
slapping.
Goes both ways.
I don't know if I want to be associated with that mutual slapping. So you're
But
there.
you kind of do.
Yeah,
Theodore's
you want
here.
it. You want it.
Sorry, you're out here. Theodore's here. Bella's there. Perfect. There we go. All right. Perfect. There we go. Alrighty. Next up in the initiative order is Bella Sunbane. She was engaged with you, Theodore. The ceremony is beautiful as you have a moment to enjoy your wedding and your nuptials. No, not that type of engaged. As she turns towards you in this hag form, just monstrous, this dark purple skin, horns growing through this very long black hair. Very different to how she looked before, which was quite an attractive young woman. She brings her claws down and attempts to rake them across you. I'm guessing a 22 definitely hits you.
I'll check.
17 slashing damage as she strikes across your body,
Could it
attempting
not
to
be that?
tear you apart. I mean, it could, but it is that. So
Oh, well, then I pop back into goat form.
no, not goat form.
Did you? You're raging though. Did you at least?
Oh yeah, did you have
Oh.
it for rage?
Hey, I did not. Hey,
Hey, fantastic.
perfect.
There
Thank
you go.
you.
Nice.
All right.
You're still
so
up.
Well remembered.
That's what 8
Let
damage?
me put a token. Let me
Damn,
put a
you're so
little
close to
token
going
for
down
you
there.
for rage. What's a good rage token? Oh yeah, there you go. There's your rage token.
Just the color red.
Oh, I could do that, I
Perfect.
guess.
No, I like that. Yeah. So resistance halves, right? So it's 8
Halves it.
damage.
8 damage.
All right. Still in
As
still
she-
in
as she-
cocaine bear form.
As she glares at you, Bella turns around. Sorry, Athalia should be in here.
And
The door.
Morgantha
And
in the door.
Morgantha's just in here at the doorway. Yeah. Bella turns around towards her sisters Athalia and Morgan. Sorry, Effie and Morgan. You don't know their witch names yet, their hag names yet. My sister, you have come at the opportune moment. These troublesome morsels have been trying to disrupt our work. If you could assist, please, my sister, we could feast on their flesh rather shortly.
Oh, you need assistance? Do you?
Oh, fuck, yeah.
Morgan gives a bit of a head tilt. and she's going to use a free reaction to respond. Sister, if you are not able to handle things yourself, then what is the point of you? Please, you need to prove yourself as the youngest of us. The oven is then going to use its go. Tithla and the Drake having run out of the room towards Jonor, it's going to pursue. It's going to move 5, 10 feet and stop because it has a speed of 10 feet. That's all it can do. I will dash. It could dash, I guess.
That's what we want. That's what we want. Damn it.
It uses its turn. It uses its turn to dash and move 20 feet, which gets it in range of Tithla and the Drake, but it can't.
Oh no! I
do
just
anything.
realized it's clogging up the doorway.
As it runs up and stands in the doorway and continues to wave its doors threateningly, the oven can't do anything else.
Oh, and anyone ever told you suck?
Oh, that's a bit harsh, isn't it? I mean, what have I done wrong?
Yeah, no, that's right. You're fair. I'm sorry. That was out of line.
Wow, that was instant reversal. I'll take it. Organtha, seeing Bella against Theodore and told her that she needs to prove herself, turns her attention away from Theodore and Bella. And as she steps into the room, she looks over towards Tithla, the Drake, and Jonor. Ah, little goblin girl and the wizard. I think it's time that you took a little nap. And she's going to send out these 4 darts of force. She's not casting sleep. It's a dirt nap. She's offering a dirt nap.
Yeah, it's way worse than that.
It's worse than that.
Yeah, it's way worse.
These 3 darts of force. Actually, no. What level is she casting it at? Yeah, she's gonna upcast it. These 4 darts of force fly out towards you. 2 for Jonor, 1 for Tithla, 1 for the Drake. Jonor, you take from the first dart. Oh my god, you take a 5 from the first one as I get maximum damage. Don't worry, it balances out. You get a 2 from the second one. So I rolled the highest and the lowest I could possibly roll. Please enjoy 7 damage. Tithla, that's a 4 for you. And the Drake, that's a 3 for your Drake. And we've had a request. Can the oven have levels in Bard? That way it could start casting Vicious Mockery in quick succession and start roasting the party. Hey! You know what? That's too good. Yes, it can. Done.
That is
done.
glorious.
Absolutely
Whose
done.
side are you on?
Captain
Seriously?
Doctor. Captain Doctor? I don't know. To be the captain and the doctor sounds like a bit of a conflict of interest, so probably their own side, I would hazard a guess.
Yeah.
Morgantha
Classic.
finishes her turn as she looks towards Tithla, Jonor, and the Drake. Looking back towards Bella and then back towards Tithla again, she gives you a bit of a half smile, Tithla. If you are able to prove yourself, my little one, and Bella fails, we might have a new sister joining us shortly. You hear a startled cry from Bella before she turns her attention back on Theodore, rage burning in her eyes, as she is very motivated now to kill Theodore.
Sorry, who?
Perfect. Luther.
I'm going to try and vigorously shake Grinner out of his stupor
Brilliant.
for the
You'll
third
be rolling
time.
off the table again soon, don't worry.
So, yeah.
Jake.
Just roll me a... Just give me a second to pull it open. Grinner needs to roll a wisdom saving throw.
I can do that.
Well, you haven't so far, mate.
When you succeed at that,
I
you can
might
definitely
be
roll
able
it.
to do
Is
that.
there any way I can give him that? Oh my god.
Fuck's sake, buddy. Maybe he needs more encouragement than a shake. Something a bit more pointy than that.
Yeah, I mean,
Is there anything I can do? Can I? Because I
You can
don't know.
hurt him.
What would you say that was that I just did then, Owen?
I'd say that's
Like,
a
it's
free
an
action
action.
just to kind of
Okay.
slap him around.
I'm literally just gonna stab him in the foot, like in the leg with my dagger.
Yep,
We're
brilliant. Roll
beyond
to,
this point.
actually, roll to hit with advantage because he is currently not defending himself and he's asking to be a pie.
They're both
As you
24s,
come
so you
towards
take
him with a
6.
dagger, as you come towards him with a dagger, he's like, yes, finally.
I'm done with it. Like I've tried to do this like
yeah.
the good way, and he
You have,
just,
6 piercing damage as you stab Grinner in the thigh. Grinner, the effect ends. The charm effect ends, and you are no
that's
longer
so
under the
fine.
influence of the charm.
Oh my god!
However,
shit
I do need you to
rocks.
roll me. An addiction saving throw, please.
Okay.
No, don't go.
what is
Constitution.
Turkey shit
Constitution saving throw.
that? Con save.
Yes, please.
convince him that the only way to get more pies is to kill the hags.
Oh, that's a good one. That's actually good.
Grinner,
Yes.
you're really hungry, and like you know there was some pie upstairs last time you were here.
Yes, I want pie from upstairs.
But more than that, Grinner, someone tried to deny you pie. Someone tried to bring you down here and kill you so you could never taste that pie again.
Go get him, boy.
This is just things that occur to Grinner. What you do with this information is up to you. This is what your subconscious knows.
Grinner's pupils just go,
and your tongue just goes up out the side of your mouth. All right.
So I guess for my character, I'd sort of see him like come out of the charm effect and then go into a completely different condition now.
Yeah, Grinner looks pretty rage filled.
I'm still like really worried though. These like, I sort of like, sorry about that, but you out of it now? Are you here right now?
Yes, right.
A bit.
Go on, let's get upstairs now.
Pull the dagger out of my leg.
Oh, I'm assuming Luther's already done that.
I would have pulled it out.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's not just left a dagger in you.
I'm not leaving my dagger there. I mean, admittedly, though, like technically, that's what you should do in real life. But
Yes.
this is D&D, so I'm going to literally like pull the dagger and be like, "Get upstairs now!" And I'm just gonna race up the stairs. Like he's out of his stupor now. He can follow me. 5.
Well, hopefully we'll find
20, 25, 30, 35. I can get there. I see Ismark and Arena, and I'm like, I think he's finally out of it. We can head out.
Ismark gives you a look and goes, "Oh, we were just about to come down the stairs. Okay, are we making a run for it?" And then he turns back and sees the oven blocking the doorway. Fuck. Do you have experience destroying ovens?
Not particularly, but always a good time to start.
Brilliant.
I have
Okay.
had some demolition jobs before, so let's get stuck in.
Okay, great. Let's do this. Anything else on your turn, Luther?
I've taken the damage, so I've only really got a bonus action left because I stabbed Grinner.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it at that for now, I think. I will at least put my dagger away and then just have my pistol out again.
Fantastic. I'm just going to change Effie's name back to Effie just because that's how we know her. You guys don't know her hag name. I'll just change it back to B.
Yeah,
Just so you guys keep it simple, keep it safe. Alrighty. Next up is Effie. Effie looks over towards the three of you clustered around the oven. She concentrates, closing her eyes, weaving her hands around in this strange movement as arcane symbols begin to paint themselves across her arms. She points out towards the oven. Fire, fire, burn. Charcoal, scorch. And the oven opens its doors as a reaction, and a gout of flame burns through. I need Tithla, Jonor, and the Drake to make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
I don't want to be that guy, but what if I don't want to?
Well, then you will automatically fail. And
All right,
Yeah.
I'll do it then.
I don't want to do it. Cool. You take full damage.
All right,
I
the
mean,
Drake
I
got
don't
a
want to tell you how to
12
live your life, man, but probably want to roll it. 12? Yep.
for
12's
the
good.
Drake.
14 for Jonor.
And I got a 6.
6 for Tithla.
Oh, we're not doing well.
12 is the
fuck
DC.
yeah,
So
now,
12
guys.
is the DC. So the Drake passes, as does Jonor. Tithla, not so much.
Just flap
Okay.
out of the way with
Weird.
my wings, I reckon.
Yeah, so here's how this goes down. As the burst of fire strikes out, it kind of makes sense that Tithla would be the one to fail this, being directly in front of the oven. The cry of alarm from Tithla as this fire engulfs her kind of warns the Drake and Jonor to some extent. Jonor, you dive down to the floor, the fire whoosh. Actually, no, you'd probably jump up into the air. You've got your wings, right?
Jonor uses
Yeah.
Tithla as a
Yeah.
shield.
Yeah,
Pushes
yeah.
off the back and jumps up.
It's even worse. You push
Yeah,
her into
you just pick her up. You just pick her up and hold her. You just pick her up and
Otherwise-
hold her in the way of the
Otherwise,
fire.
she would have been too low and it would have just gone over her head. So
Exactly.
you picked her up.
Yeah,
So it's like, yes, I've got this up.
yeah. Oh, put me down. No, I'm imagining Jonor like uses his spectral wings, like leaps up into the air, and as you try to grab Tithla to pull her up, you're just not quick enough, and Tithla takes this full fire damage.
And pulls her directly
It
into
pulls
the
out right
line
into the line
of
of
fire.
fire.
Yeah, sure. If that's how you guys want to imagine this, but I'm not going to rule that. That's not how it goes down. Jonor doesn't pull Tithla.
I'm saying
into the fire.
Jonor flies up and sort of like kicks down to get out of the way. That's what he does.
Yeah, brilliant.
That's up to him.
Jonor and the
Oh,
Drake,
okay.
you're going to take 7 points of damage. Tithla, you're going to take 14 points of fire damage.
That's a number.
It's a number.
Easy.
It's a big number too. Sorry
What the
about
hell? No one's went down yet. I said yet.
Yet. It's a big yet.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
far, so good though. Let's be honest. Like we've got this in the bag.
Shut up! You've been in the
Bad.
basement for 4 turns.
No, but in all seriousness, we are doing very well. On a side
Actually, we
note,
are.
Tithla's unconscious.
Oh, is she?
Damn
Are you
it.
unconscious?
Yeah, she wouldn't be if there hadn't been some random psychological damage last session. But hey, she's down.
I think you'll find that Irina healed that.
Not all of it.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, maybe Tithla should think about the decisions she makes as a person.
Her last words before she passes out.
No, don't do
Wasn't
it.
how it's supposed to go. I
Okay.
should have been the one dancing with you.
All right. So normally at this stage, what would happen is that I would make you roll an injury check. However, given your recent comments, you're not going to roll. You're just going to take an injury. No, that's not true. Roll me a Constitution saving throw. The DC is the damage you just took. So 14 is the DC.
Con save, great.
Mhm.
Great.
Con save. Don't roll below
Yeah, that's
a
a
14.
5.
That's
Oh,
fine.
that's an
Okay.
injury.
So I need you to roll me a d20, just a flat d20, and I'm going to tell you what injury you take. Do not roll a 1. That would not be good.
I'm gonna go for it. Who thinks
Okay.
I should go
Lack
for the
of
one?
hand, can't fire bow anymore.
They're
Fuck.
pretty.
Right.
Oh my god! What?
Oh no!
Fuck yes.
Holy shit.
Okay,
Nailed it.
Tithla, as you take a
I
1.
I just say I called it.
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
How's
yeah.
that for
As,
manifest destiny?
so that's a 1. That's a 1. As you get a
Oh,
1 on the
fuck.
fire damage, you suffer extreme hypothermia. The exposure to the intense heat has raised your body temperature to dangerous levels, permanently interfering with your homeostatic functions. You can either take an action or bonus action on combat, not both. Your movement speed is halved, and you cannot take the dash action. Powerful magic is required to restore you to your previous form. Example,
That's
regenerate
nuts.
spell.
We're gonna
I will paste that in chat for you because
Oh, that is nuts. We can't do anything with that 50.
So sorry, only take action or bonus
Sessions
action.
and
Movement is
sessions.
halved.
yes, and you cannot take
And-
the dash action.
Can't take that.
Do we just pop them in the oven and be done with it?
She's already halfway there, right? Like,
Yeah,
She
I-
was.
Let's hope you fail your death saves now, buddy. Pray for the crit.
you guys are going to need to go find a healer who can cast regenerate because that is bad.
I think you'll find I'm a wonderful medicine woman.
Tithla, unfortunately at this point,
Herb's
you're
not sorting
dying.
this out.
Oh, sorry,
Tithla.
I should have said, "Aw."
Yes, for your experience, Tithla, this is how it feels for you. The burning flame as it crosses over your body, it's just too much, and you find yourself crying out in alarm and fear as you feel this intense wave of heat wash across you. And then, just as soon as the heat had assaulted you, suddenly you feel cold. A deep, burning cold, far worse than the heat could ever have been. As your vision fades to black, you find yourself surrounded by the mists, alone, standing on this almost like water-like surface, this inky black liquid surface, reflecting you but warped and shadowed as this mist rolls around you. You see this long silver thread from the inside of your chest linking down into the dark, inky water. The thread looks dangerously close to snapping. Irina, on her go, seeing you go down, is going to cry out, "No!" Rush forward and cast a 2nd level healing word to try and bring you back.
That's
You
great. But we're
regain
trying to
8 hit
we're
points,
trying to run
Tithla.
away. Oh god. Movement speed is half. That's so. Oh god, this
bad.
is a mess.
You maintain the injury. However, you are no longer unconscious as this wave of healing energy washes across you. That tiny thread suddenly grows thicker, and you feel yourself pulled into the inky black lake. You open your eyes. Everything hurts, Tithla. You can smell this very rancid smell of burning hair and flesh, and as you look down, your beautiful light green skin is marked with these patches of pale white and pink burned sections that go down deeper than just skin. Tithla, you do not look well. That's the... Yeah.
Owen,
Hello.
do you have like multiple injury tables? Because that's very specific.
I have an injury table for every single type of damage.
Oh my lord.
Yeah. So
Damn.
I have a D20 for every type of damage: lightning, force,
That
cold,
is
fire,
awesome.
necrotic, piercing. Yeah, and
I
they
love that.
Maisie Peters.
It's damage.
yeah, Maisie Peters. Yeah. So for example, if that had been necrotic damage, it would have been a severed soul on a 1. The necrotic energy burning through your body has partially severed your soul's connection to it. Your skin takes on a deathly grey pallor, and wounds no longer heal naturally at the same rate. You gain half hit points from healing magic, rolling hit dice during a short rest or when taking a long rest. Powerful magic is required to heal the damage, and you can see this ghostly after image as you walk from your soul no longer being properly adhered to your
I
body.
mean, that's cool.
Yeah, that's
But-
way cool. I'd definitely rather that.
I've got every single damage type, and these are up on the wiki. If you wanted to, I can do a command in the thing. If you want to go check out the wiki, there's the link to the wiki. Anyone can use that roll table. It's free to use for anybody. Anyone can use that from the wiki. That's Arena's full go, running forward, casting that. Actually, no, she's still got her action. She's
what
going
that's
to
like.
pull out of her bag a vial of... Oh, she's not going to throw Alchemist's Fire. That would not go well against the oven. She's going to pull
No.
out a vial of holy water and throw the vial of holy water at the oven, hoping to try and extinguish it. Excuse me. That is
Probably
a...
essential oils.
Yeah, she throws like a bottle of like macadamia oil that she's got for massaging her tired muscles. No, she throws a bottle of holy water. That is going to hit. Okay, does a little bit of damage. As the fires are momentarily quenched, and you hear this tss from inside as the steam begins rising. Grinner, it's your turn.
I spend my entire turn running upstairs as far as I can get. What have we got?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah.
You can dash.
You could dash. Just run
I
past
could
Luther.
You
dash.
can.
I could dash.
You could get to the oven with another 30 foot.
Fine, I'll get to the oven. I'm gonna run to the oven.
Brilliant. The oven's held action, special action goes off when someone's behind it. The back door opens and Grinner... No.
I love it.
Not like that.
Timing.
The stove is even stronger than the fucking hags.
It's not tiny, yeah. So Grinner, yeah, use your action to dash up. You still get your bonus action. Did you want to rage?
No, I dashed.
That's an action. Did you want to use your bonus action?
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yes, I would very much. I would like to fly into a pie-filled rage.
Pie-filled rage. Grinner, this oven smells delicious. You were told there were pies cooking in here.
Good.
Will his rage run out by the beginning of his turn if he doesn't get attacked, or is it?
I believe
End
it's
of
the
next
end of the turn, yeah. Oops, sorry about the doggo. Theodore, it's your go.
All right. I'm gonna spend my bonus action to drop a first level spell to heal 1d8 hit points as part of my combat wild shape feature.
Nice.
That seems like a very good idea.
Yeah,
7 hit points.
Oh, nice.
Well,
That's not bad.
Very
I'll
cool.
take that.
Almost the best.
Oh, that okay. That's not. I did that wrong. Yeah, I didn't.
Oh, is it
Oh my
possible?
god. I use the temp hit points to keep track of my wild shape hit points, but then when I hit heal, they put it into my regular hit points.
Do you want to
I
just
would
use your
just
token?
subtract.
You could just use your token. That'd be easier for the wild shape because you can like double click on the token and then you can edit the values.
Didn't, but now
think
I
you-
now I do, so that's fun.
There you go. Even just one click on it and it'll come up with this like box. There's 3 boxes: green, blue, and red. And if you type into those boxes, it'll
Well, I'll do that next time. I'm committed to this for at least this battle.
sweet.
All right, and then we predictably gonna start slapping
Gonna start. What? Sorry.
them.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
Cocaine Bear, go.
Cocaine Bear. 19. 8. Is that
Nice.
plus anything for your
Oh.
rage?
Yes, that'll be plus
2 damage.
It's
as well.
2. Yeah, plus 2
so
damage
you-
you lose.
10 damage. 19 definitely hits, so that's 10 damage
Cool.
total.
And then I will go for the that was a claws. I'll go for the bite next.
Pause. Yeah, go for the bite. This bear's got the munchies for hag flesh.
Oh no.
Natural
I did
1,
not.
7. As you go to bite down a second time, Bella just grabs your face with these horrific claws and slams your head down into the ground before pulling back as you completely are unable to grab a hold of her with your bite attack.
That's rude.
Anything else in your turn, Theodore? Any movement?
That was bonus, and I'll stay within the threatened space, but I'll move just to there to sort of put Bella and between me, Effie, and Morgantha.
Yep, that makes sense. No, fair enough.
Just use her as a haggish shield.
Haggish shield. I like it. That's good. Nope, that makes perfect sense. Alrighty. Next up is Ismark. Ismark is going to see Grinner going up against this oven. He is going to run up next to Grinner, and he is going to do a special attack. He is going to do a shove, try and push the oven out of the way. It's going to be a strength check from him, contested by the oven. Ooh. Ismark shoves the oven 5 feet, opening up the doorway. As he pushes it back away from the Drake and towards Jonor. Sorry, Jonor. He's then going to use the rest of his movement to move in and get past the doorway and block the oven from moving back into position as he sort of gets in, pulling out his long sword and aggressively like going at it. All right, go. I've got this. You can go. Get up.
Ismark, you absolute tank.
Jonor, it's your turn. There is a full health Morgantha right behind you, just as a FYI.
And an oven.
He's just jumped off the back of Tithla, pushed her down. He's now flying 5 feet in the air.
Yeah, yep.
He looks down at Tithla like, I'm getting away from that oven. He then flaps up. He's using his movements. How tall is this room?
The room itself is 15 foot high.
Okay, he's butting his head pretty quickly.
Yeah, I imagine you're kind of like semi-horizontal at this stage.
He's gonna get up to 15 feet. He'll keep his head upright. He's not gonna start swimming. He's gonna look over towards Morgan and Effie, and he's going to, with his pushing of his wings, he's gonna like face towards them and throw a gust of air towards them. And as he does that, as the air sort of hits them, he manipulates the air and it causes a shatter to occur between those two.
Oh, nice. I believe I roll con save for shatter. Yes.
It is...
Con save, yep.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the DC? 14?
14.
They both fail. One of them by a substantial margin.
Nice. All right, I'll get some damage then.
Wow. 19 damage.
That's very good.
That is very good indeed, as this shatter goes off, striking at both Effie and Morgantha. Morgantha throwing her hands up and trying to buffer some of it away with her magic, but unable to do so. As she stares at you, Jonor, she cracks her neck. It's a very ominous sound as she looks towards you and goes, I should have taken out the spellcaster first. No matter. She stares towards you.
Hearing that phrase, Jonor then looks. He checks the arches, like where's somewhere he can get like a little hiding hole anywhere he can.
In the corners of the room, you could definitely perch in any of the corners of the room. No problems at all.
He'll use 10 feet to go up, and then he's got remaining 20 to then go away. Oh, he actually chucks extra 2 damage in because he's got his Radiant Soul activated as well. So there's a little bit of celestial damage added into that as well.
2 damage. I will add that on right now.
2 radiant, rather.
2 radiant.
And he's going to flap 20 feet. He's just going to head straight away.
The oven does not take an attack of opportunity as you move away.
And he flaps. He flaps away.
He flaps. He slaps, then he flaps. Next up is Tithla.
I'm sorry. I just want to clarify. The oven hasn't used its bonus action?
Hasn't used its reaction.
It used its reaction.
Sorry. Let me rephrase. The oven doesn't take an attack of opportunity against Jonor because it's.
Yeah, no, I worked that out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. Tithla is
Probably
going
get
to
very far anyway.
try and stand up.
Yep.
She has 15 feet of movement. That's going to bring her down to 7 and
7
just take a step towards Morgan.
The oven does not take an attack of opportunity.
Lovely. And Tithla's going to go, that really hurt. And she's out
Why are
of
we
breath
laughing
and
at this?
going,
This is horrifying.
Yeah, good. Okay. And she fumbles around and grabs her bow and tries to draw it and shoot at Bella. I just
Brilliant.
hey, you got this, Ismark. Thanks,
Yeah.
Grinner.
Focus fire on one.
You got the oven. I can't do anything.
Who would you like to aim at, Effie or Morgantha?
Bella.
Bella. Oh, the one Theodore's fighting. Brilliant. Okay,
Yep.
even better. Go for it.
Pitch in.
Yep.
And again, the Drake will infuse the attack
Yes.
with its bonus action. Not that that'll help.
Does
Does
it
a
have to
14
be-
hit?
Does it have to be within 5 feet of you or the target? I think it's 5 feet of you.
I can
Could
double. It
infuse.
doesn't hit anyway. It's 14, so I can double check.
Yeah, 14 doesn't hit, unfortunately.
That's the end of her turn. That's all she can do.
Oh man.
Sorry, Tithla. Alrighty. Next up is
Would the
Bella.
Drake move? No, the Drake's good there.
then the Drake is taking the dodge action on its turn.
Yeah.
Bella is going to disappear. You watch as the hag just melts into the shadow and vanishes.
Attack of opportunity.
No, not through casting the spell of Theodore.
Nice try.
Unfortunately. Next up is the oven. The oven turns around.
Real quick, sorry.
Hello, yeah.
The Drake, when another creature within 30 feet of the Drake that
Oh,
it
brilliant.
can see hits a target with a weapon attack, the Drake
Perfect.
uses to strike with its essence. Okay, so the infusion happens after it hits.
And it's the Drake's reaction that it's using to do that.
Correct.
Yeah.
And
brilliant.
it sounds
Cool,
like
cool,
it can be on any attack.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be
anyone's.
yours. It can be anyone's
Yep.
attack. Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome.
Sick.
The oven is going to use its go to turn around and try and kill Ismark.
It's not going to disappear either.
No, the oven doesn't disappear. The oven turns around, tries to hit Ismark. That is a miss. And that is a... Well, can't do that. No, so that's just a miss. It's just a miss. It is unable to hit Ismark as the oven tries
Ismark's
to
a
clang its
god.
doors down at Ismark.
Ismark big
parries it.
Is
Ismark
Ismark
parries the
secretly
oven door.
Strahd as well.
Please come back to my castle. We have much to discuss. I see you have brought Irina. Very well, thank you. As the oven door tries to clang down on Ismark, he just parries this blow with his blade, looking towards the door with Morgantha, and is like, I think we're going to need to get the old hag out of the doorway. If someone can get the bitch out of the way, we can get out of here. Morgantha turns towards him. Such rude language, young man. I'm sure we'll find a use for your spleen. He sort of like has this horrified look on his face.
What other use do you have? It's all pie.
Well, is it all pie though? That's the question.
Maybe a pasty?
Morgantha, seeing Bella vanish, this look of anger crosses her face for a moment as she stares at the empty place where Bella was. She calls out, "Coward!" and turns back towards Tithla. Well, my little goblin friend, would you like to join the sisterhood? We have a place for you
Oh my
here,
God,
it
do it.
seems.
We'll swap
it.
this for free passage.
You're already
Please,
dead. Do it.
let me bring you into the fold. And she steps up and tries to, essentially tries to claw you down to as close to 0 as possible so she can eat you.
Oh my god.
Natural 1!
Oh, thank
Okay.
God, there's going to be natural 20.
Does that probably hit? I assume that still hits somehow.
Natural 1 doesn't hit. Doesn't hit. As she goes to like strike at you, Tithla, your knees buckle underneath you. You don't dodge. You're just so hurt. As you drop down to one knee, her claw just swipes over the top of you as her human guise fades away, and she takes on the same monstrous appearance as the other Night Hags.
Nice.
She clicks her tongue as she looks down at you. No matter.
Does she only have one attack?
For the moment, yeah, she only uses one attack.
Okay.
Next up is Luther.
So when we were in this big room here, was there any windows that led outside?
Yes, there are. There's a number. Would you like? I'll mark them really quickly.
Yeah, that'd be great. And also in this room too.
Yep.
Just so I can get an idea on how it all works.
Where you just
'Cause
die.
we don't have to go through the door, we can go through a window.
Or a wall.
Well, Tithla's, it's a bit of a stretch, but
I'll do windows as like little triangles like that. Hey, wait, can you see them? No, let me try that again.
you can sort of see it.
Why is it not doing?
We have the
Oh
points.
right, I'm having a moment. There you go. I'll do it like that.
Yep, there you go.
Nice.
Yeah, that's fine. That's perfect.
And then over here, there's actually like a big bench because it joins up so that you
Sorry,
can actually
over where?
like, pass things outside in the kitchen area where the oven was.
In the room that Irina and Grinner are in.
Yes.
I find them flashing when they appear very soothing. I don't know
There you
why.
Is it because it feels like a way out? It's like everyone you see is a potential exit. Luther, your turn.
Okay, so there's no windows on this side then, I take it?
No, none on that side.
Okay, we'll come in
with that
5,
rhombus.
10, 15.
Only the front and side.
So this over here, you said it's like a big...
It's a
bench.
massive open bench top so that people can come up and buy from this counter. I can't remember what that's called, the open counter that you have at... imagine like a tuck shop.
Door
Where you
front
like,
thing?
yeah,
Tuck shop.
So we can...
tuck shop
so
counter.
Does that look pretty good overall for us to just pass?
Yeah,
through?
it's like 6 foot high
It's like
and
a pass bar.
Yeah, pass bar, exactly, pass bar. Yeah, it's like 6 foot high and like 10 feet wide. I mean, and there's like a bench top that's
Okay.
5 foot up. You could just scoot over the bench top. Yeah.
I sort of say to
6
everyone, everyone, I think the front door is a bit harder for us to use today. So how about we use this bench top over here?
Kinda want to kill him.
I want to try and kill them too, but let's see how we go.
Yeah, uphill battle.
Okay, I will let us. I'm going to sort of like pop in here. So I'm going to pass through Grinner and then go here. I'm going to take a shot at Bella. Was really hurt, but she's
She's
disappeared.
vanished. Yeah.
So,
Effie, how's Effie looking?
She's looking like she's not having a great time.
Morgantha hasn't really taken much damage.
She's
I
looking
think.
pretty happy, to be honest. She
Yep.
looks
and the
very
oven
satisfied.
is fine. I'm gonna take a pot shot at Effie. And I have an idea as well.
What
I
is
have
it?
to declare that first. Okay, when I hit with a weapon attack. Let's see if I can shoot her first.
22
to
is gonna
Ellen
hit.
and
Definitely.
12 piercing. On that hit, I'm going to do a menacing attack. So I'll display that.
Yep.
So you have to do a wisdom saving throw. Good chance she might make it, but hopefully she doesn't, and then she can't walk towards
This
it.
is not a magical effect, so she does not have advantage. She has advantage on magical effects. This is not one. That is
Perfect.
a 16. Does that pass or
She
fail?
does pass.
Just pass, damn.
So
So close.
You can spend one superiority die to attempt. I add the superiority die to the attack's damage roll, so I can still get that at least, but she's just not frightened.
Yep.
So I'll do.
Can I
an
double
extra-
down on that and have my Drake infuse your shot because it's a
Oh,
hit?
fuck yeah.
Perfect.
I think the Drake has already done that before for
It
your
does.
attack,
Its
Tithla.
turn resets.
Ah,
after
because it's turn. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, you can infuse.
Ah, nice.
So that is an extra 1d6 cold damage.
Ooh,
Do you want me
nice.
to roll that?
Yep, you get definitely give it a roll.
Yeah, that's
I did
one.
Hey, that's better than
1 damage.
God damn.
I got a
Really?
5.
5
for
for the superiority dice. Yep, absolutely. Brilliant. Anything else in your turn, Luther?
Okay, so that's main action done. I tried to get that ahead, but didn't work. You know what? I'm going to walk up here real quick, and I'm going to try and do my last superiority dice. I'm going to use a bonus action. I'm going to do the maneuver quick toss. I have another net. I'm going to try and fling a net on Morgantha.
I think I'm trying to toss her.
I'd like to throw her. I
So,
believe I need to
will
make
do-
a. Oh no, it's an attack. No, never mind.
It's an attack roll. 11 will miss, unfortunately. I rolled a 3.
Damn! As the net flies forward, Effie just moves out of the way. Oh, sorry, Morgantha just moves out of the way.
Yeah,
It just
that's
doesn't.
unfortunate.
That's a shame.
That's cool for now. I'll stay there next to Tithla, so it's not just Tithla getting fucking smacked.
Alrighty.
Yeah, that's my bonus action, main action done. Yep. That's my
Next
turn.
up is Effie. Effie looks towards Luther, Tithla, and the Drake all together, and as she concentrates and begins casting this magic, you watch as these dark black veins begin pulling up along her arms. As they do so, the skin around them turns from this bright purple to this dark grey. And as she mutters this incantation and unleashes this blast, you watch as this necrotic sphere burns up between Luther, Tithla, and the Drake as she casts Wither and Bloom.
I take it she doesn't hit Morgantha?
She does hit Morgantha, but
Oh,
don't.
yes.
This spell.
Oh, no,
well,
that's
but
probably
before you get too
bad.
excited, this spell is called
Probably
Wither and
heals her.
Bloom. I'll read it out if you'd like. You invoke
fuck. We're
both
gonna
death
heal
and
it.
life in a 10-foot
no.
radius sphere,
Yeah.
sentinel point within range.
Yeah.
Each creature of your choice must make
Damn
a
it.
con save, taking 2d6 necrotic on a failed save. In addition, one creature of your choice in that area can spend and roll one of its unspent hit dice. But
Damn
because
it.
it's... Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's
As
fine.
she
Does
heals
that
the
also
damage.
take-
What was that, sorry?
Does she also take the necrotic damage, or is she exempt from that and gets the hit dice?
You exempt from it, I think.
Each creature of your choice in that area, so
okay.
she just chooses not to affect her
Are
sister.
you sure she does?
Damn.
This has been
Yeah.
a bit. Maybe she wants to hit it.
Could I please have a Constitution saving throw for the Drake, for Tithla, for Luther?
Wow.
Oh, Luther.
That's two really bad rolls. That's a
7.
3 and a 3. That's 2 3s in a row.
10
Here
for
comes the one from
10 for the
Tithla.
Drake.
The
No,
Drake.
please not a 1. Please not a 1. 5 from Tithla.
Yeah, bring it, baby.
They're all fails, in case you were
These
wondering.
horrible rolls.
It's pretty bad.
all
This session
horrible.
is cursed.
I can get above a 5, I swear.
It's pretty bad.
Did you
Um,
prove that?
Do you know what though? On 2d6,
Oh, that's not bad.
2d6, 5 damage. That's all I
Yeah,
get.
it's pretty good.
5 necrotic damage is all I deal because I rolled a 2 and a 3. That's pretty shit.
Let's take a look in there.
Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to, okay?
Yeah, that's fair. Now Morgantha, her hit dice are d8s, so she will roll a d8 and regain that health. Sorry.
So annoying.
Sorry. That's Effie's full go. She's then going to use her movement to head into the corner, away from all of the people who might want to hurt her. Irina heard you, Luther, talking about this window. She looks towards the pass-through bar, looks back towards you guys, and goes, "I think there might be a way out. Should we take it? I can." She like moves up a little bit so that she's sort of like close to the window. She's going to use her action to. She can't really do much against the oven from there. She could use her hand crossbow. She's going to pull out her hand crossbow and take a shot against the oven from where she is.
Nice.
Just
shoot.
may as well. That is a miss. as the oven opens its doors, the arrow goes in and the oven just closes it and then burps out this sort of like burp of smoke. And Irina goes, "All right, well I'm out," and she then moves up
So-
towards the
Just adds a
thing.
little fuel to it.
It
Yeah.
doesn't ricochet and hit Tithla?
It doesn't ricochet hits it. Next up is Grinner.
Right. So, Grinner is in a frenzied pie rage. And
Not necessarily. That's up to you.
Well, I did roll a not very good on the I want pie roll.
The thing is that you're not at the stage of addiction yet where this overrides your self-preservation. I'll tell you when it overrides your self-preservation. Don't worry. At the moment,
No,
though,
that's
if
not to
it's
say that his rage doesn't override. his
and that's
self-preservation.
entirely your choice. But yeah, your addiction is not at the stage where you ignore threats to yourself. It's
That's
at the
all
stage
we've
where
been
yeah,
All we've been doing is ignoring threats to ourselves.
that's a good point. That's a good point.
No, like, seeing this whole situation and knowing that there's some problems and being filled with pie rage, I'm going to run down in front of the oven, grasp hold of its two little front claw legs and try and tip it on its back.
Okay.
Nice.
So I treat this, I guess, as a grapple, maybe, or yeah, I'd say this is probably a grapple. Would you like to make me a contested strength check?
I would love that so much.
I will roll for the cast iron oven, made of cast iron, that weighs quite a lot.
And I get advantage on strength throws because
you're
I'm
raging. Oh, 22's
nat
good.
20.
Nat 20 for 25. Oh, do you know what I rolled?
What?
21. So even without the advantage, you would have done it. But the nat 20 just seals it. You flip the oven prone as you just get underneath it, grab its legs, and flip it up. The oven falls prone. I'm not sure it's going to be able to get out of this position now that I'm thinking about it. As I think about this, like logically, the oven doors flap not as aggressively anymore, no longer as threatening.
Distress.
Anything else on your turn, Gritter? That is definitely an
Flip it
action to
over.
do that.
And I just go, fuck you! And flip it on his back.
Do you just reach in and start pulling out the pies, or?
Oh. No,
Don't
combat first. Combat first.
Kill first, pies later.
Yeah.
They're a reward for the
Maybe
violence.
one pie? Is there an easily accessible pie?
As you pull open the doors and have a look inside, Grinner, you're expecting to see the side of a pie. But what you see is a clearly humanoid corpse, not even fully dismembered. A small humanoid corpse.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know if Grinner can get into more of a rage than the rage that he's already raging right now, but fuck, had to be kids, didn't it? All right.
You like adults? Is that more your flavor, or?
Yeah, he prefers a more. It's like a wine.
Children are too stringy. Like
prefers an aged
cooked
meat.
adult.
Yeah.
I don't like veal.
Don't mind veal.
Give me
okay,
mutton.
so that was what was that? 10 feet for me to get there? I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, 10 feet, because you were there.
Okay. 15, 20 down to Morgantha, and I'm just going to yell vague profanities in her face.
Cool. Thank you for
that
keeping
I won't
them,
say on stream.
Thank you for keeping them vague, as the YouTube language barrier is it's aggressive now. It detects those sort of things, so thank you for that. The occasional fuck's okay, but we'll keep it at that level. Theodore, it's your go. It's the Rage Bear.
Cocaine Bear is on. I'm going
Cocaine Bear.
Just sprint straight at Effie.
Oh shit, okay. She did not see that coming.
I will once again take my bonus action to spend a spell slot and heal.
Nice. Yeah, 2 barbarians are on the front now, so that's a plus.
It's looking a bit better. Looking a bit better.
Alright, not 237.
Not that much. You don't get 237 health back. let me make that clear.
I wish.
It's a good D8 roll.
Yeah, it's a really good D8 roll.
Alright, yeah, and then I'll try bite her.
Go for it. 21's gonna hit. 6 piercing damage. She does not
8.
like that. 8 piercing damage because you're raging. Yes, of course.
Yeah, raging, nice.
I'm guessing claws are out next.
Claws are indeed out next.
Claws on the paws.
And
Are you reckless attacking at all? Or? Oh, you didn't get reckless attack yet, actually.
I do. I'm level 2 barbarian. I didn't say that I was, but I would like to.
As a kind and benevolent dungeon master, I'm not allowing it. That's not in the rules. That's not in the rules. No, I'm happy to allow that. That's fine. So if you wanted to take the 21 and 10, oh sorry, yeah, just if you want to just re-roll the claws, you're welcome to. If you want to re-roll the bite, see if you get in that 20, I'll also allow that. You did it during your turn. I'm happy to let you. It's not like you're like, 5 turns ago, I meant to do a potion of potion
got the
poison.
exact thing. Got the exact same roll.
Claws are not going to
Did you want to roll the bite again in case you get in that 20?
Sure.
Just in case.
Can't hurt. I got very close.
25. Shit, you did, didn't you? Jesus.
Damn.
That's so disappointing about the claws. All right, now I'm going to die.
Ismark.
The claws are the money maker.
Yeah.
Ismark's going to attack the oven, which is prone, which gives him advantage. Ismark just pulls out his longsword, wails on the oven. That's a nat 20. Okay.
Ismark, what the fuck is Ismark?
Can I just say though? Can I say for Ismark, I have not rolled below a 14 for Ismark yet. Just
So me and Ismark are balanced out.
yeah, exactly right.
Because I don't think I've rolled above a 6.
Ismark's getting all of your rolls, Jacob. Every single one of them. Yeah. Ismark just wails on the oven. That is going to be...
And Ismark couldn't lead the village, eh?
16 points of damage as he carves off one of the doors. It's 1d8 plus 3, which he got 8, and then it's an 8 on top of that because you crit. So it's 16 damage because it's maximum damage on crits. Everyone gets it, not just you guys. NPCs,
Hold on, does he have any
enemies.
modifiers to that too?
That's already done. So he rolled a 5 on his D8,
right.
plus 3 is an 8,
okay.
and then he gets
Yeah,
the
my
8
bad.
on top of that from the
I thought you
D8
said he
again.
rolled a D8, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, no, he 16. He just carves off one of the doors. The ghostly hands that you saw before that tried to pull Tithla in begin to rise again. Ismark just cuts them apart with his sword as they go to rise up. They're just unable to get a grasp of him. Ismark, looking down at the oven, looks back towards Irina, looks towards you guys, and goes, "Irina, I wouldn't jump out the window just yet. I don't think we're leaving just yet. I think we're trying to do this. Fuck, we're trying to do this."
Tifla.
Jonor.
We're doing fine, boys.
Jonor, it is your turn.
Jonor's up in the air, seeing that
That's a
Effie's
boy.
getting mauled in the corner. She's looking pretty prime for the hitting. Jonor's up in the air. He's going to start diving down towards this closest window. So as he's doing that, he is going to use his telekinetic to try and shove this window open. So he gets all the force of the wind behind him, flaps his wings, tries to force break this window with a telekinetic push.
Is this your mage hand? Your absolutely jacked as shit mage hand that does this?
Yeah. So
Nice.
bonus action, just like this hand just like shoves it.
This massive
so
roid
we're
hand just punches through the window. For telekinetic, you can just open the window. It's not locked. Your roid hand just punches the window open. It doesn't even pause. This massive roid hand just goes poof. The window shatters as it's opened up.
Great. So I imagine you sort of flew down there and stopped drastically, and then eyes up Effie and lights up a burning hand and sends a firebolt and sends it down that way.
Firebolt's good. I reckon you'll hit that. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Damn.
11.
No, you reckoned wrong, sir.
One
I reckoned
damage
wrong.
too.
Bad roll.
That should be plus
Bad roll.
something, surely, for Firebolt.
No, it's not.
That sucks.
Cantrips, man.
Cantrips, man. Jonor, you just summon this flame and throw it, but the roid hand is kind of like taking a lot of your attention, and the flame just into nothingness as the hand behind you like puts its hand on your shoulder, like tries to pull you to the window.
Yeah. Get to the window and just like flap around with the glass, sort of breaks it away, and the glass is now free at the window. And he stays. He flies up above the window a little bit.
Yep.
And that's it.
Brilliant. Tithla. Are you hoping that I'll take pity on you? Like these noises will inspire some measure of empathy? Because you're going to be very disappointed.
I want you to finish the job. You wouldn't. The old Owen would have done it. You wouldn't do it. You wouldn't.
Who's this old Owen? What's this
Old Owen would have
distinction?
done it.
When?
I don't know.
How long ago? What?
Obviously, the pity wasn't working, so I thought I'd try reverse psychology.
All right, fine. The oven gets a reaction, vicious mockery.
No. Tithla is gonna just sort of look at Morgan and go, why would you try and eat me? I'm all burned.
Perfectly cooked, I think.
You like it? Well done.
And she's gonna step away and push between Luther and the Drake, and take another step over to the side to just
And you're
sort of get away
really
from her.
really hoping she doesn't take an attack of opportunity, aren't you?
100%. Now, is she going to?
Be a real shame if she did, because you'd be in a lot of trouble.
Only for the story and the adoring fans of Tithla and the world as a whole, really, for her loss.
The what fans?
Adoring fans.
I should say there is actually a Deadpool for this campaign in the Discord for who they think is going to die first.
God.
Currently, Grinner is in first position. Tithla has 0 votes.
Why?
Wonder why.
Grinner has I think like 3 or 4 votes for the first to die. Tithla has 0. No one has even considered Tithla as first to die. So I
head over
really,
to the
if there's
Discord
something
now.
I like more than anything else, it's subverting expectations. She will take that. No, she won't take the attack of opportunity. You watch
Who
as
is she, won't
Morgantha. She's not.
She's more
You
than
watch as
welcome to.
Morgantha seems to be summoning some sort of very strange dark magic around herself and is unable to take reactions right now.
Okay, if that's the case, then
Or shoot Effie.
Okay,
Shoot
geez,
someone.
Next time I hit. Next time
Shoot
that.
someone.
Oh, that's dumb. How are you all looking? How's everyone else looking? Anyone else look super fucked up, or is it just me?
Fine.
I'm all right. I've only taken 5 damage.
Double laying on the ground.
I'm a bear.
Oh, so you're good.
I reckon just shoot Effie.
Yeah,
I reckon
great.
just
okay.
try and target her down.
Yeah, burst one of them down at a time, and eventually we'll have a numbers advantage.
Morgan, I think that we can still repair this relationship. I think we built some good rapport. I don't want you to make any decisions you might regret in the long term. And she's going to turn and shoot at Effie.
Ooh. Go for it.
Try and play the psych game.
Let's see that
Yep.
nat one.
Does an 11 hit?
Fuck.
So just to be clear,
it
just
doesn't.
to be
Can
clear
we
for
just
everyone
check your
who's
rolls?
watching and listening,
Yeah.
I have a +8 on my attack. I've
So-
had 2 14s and an 11.
So something we do in the Lost Archives is when you are rolling really, really poorly consistently, and everyone agrees. So this has to be a universal agreement. You get given what's known as a fun bonus, where essentially you are allowed to re-roll a dice with advantage, because at some point, like just not rolling anything and not succeeding on anything is not fun anymore, and it's not entertaining. I am proposing that we give Tithla a re-roll of this, because I don't think Jacob's rolled above a 10 for this entire session. And
I went back and I have. It was
okay.
just on the con saves that I had a low con plus, and they still failed.
Still failed you. So when it counted, I am proposing. I need all of your agreement. Jacob, you don't get to vote on this. I am proposing that we give Tithla a re-roll of that. Does everyone agree?
Yeah, no issue with that.
I disagree with that.
Shut up!
And that day, Grinner made a mortal enemy, one who could metagame far better than him. Do we all agree? Thumbs up if you all agree.
Oh yeah.
All right, Tithla, you may re-roll that. You are given
No,
given a
you're
fun
Sorry,
bonus.
natural one.
Here comes the lower roll.
Here we go. Oh, 16. There you go.
24 total.
Hey!
That's lame.
So this was introduced. This idea was introduced. This idea was introduced by Mark Humes of High Rollers. It's called he calls it a have fun coin, where he gives them a coin that they can spend for advantage. I prefer just to do it as like you can re-roll that last fail, because it's just so unfair, and I really like it. It's a really good idea. So yeah, thank you, Mark Humes, for that brilliant suggestion.
Yes, thank you.
24
also,
hits.
I just want to point out to everyone, pity worked.
I think it's the reverse psychology, actually.
Yeah, oh yeah, there you go. All right, damage.
I'm a capricious fey-like being. I'm not going to be consistent in my responses. 10 piercing damage.
10 piercing.
Nice. As the arrow thunk into her arm, you watch as she cries out, and as she goes to move her arm to cast a spell, her arm doesn't seem as responsive anymore. This arrow is sticking out of that shoulder, restricting her movement.
Nice. Tithla's going to reach out to try and cast Hunter's Mark, but is just too exhausted and doesn't have the time to do it.
You already have Hunter's Mark on the oven.
Yeah, but I passed out.
Oh, that's a good point.
Lost concentration, yeah.
I will remove that Hunter's Mark. Thank you very much. Something happens somewhere else that you don't know about. Then it's the oven's go. The oven is prone. The oven is prone. It's going to use its movement to attempt to stand up. I'm going to roll for that. Normally it wouldn't be a roll, but the design of this oven, it's got little tiny legs and it's a giant cube, so it's going to have some problems. Let's roll and see if it does it. Nope. That's a 3. The oven stays prone. It is going to then shoot out these... No. Community suggestion. I have to go with what Captain Doctor said. This rasping voice comes out of the oven. Grinner, you hear this rasping voice.
Oh, the vicious mockery.
As the oven calls out, "So weak, all you could do was flip me." Could you please make me a... what is it for vicious mockery? I believe it is a wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
Oops,
no,
that's viscous mockery. Let me try vicious, spelling vicious properly. Viscous mockery.
Very thick.
I hate that as a concept.
I really like the idea. Oh, you could do that with like the Ring of Grammatica. That's Ring of Grammaria. There's a D&D item that lets you change one letter in a spell, and that the DM then has to deal with that. So you can add a letter, remove a letter, or change a letter. So like for example, Mage Hand becomes Rage Hand. Or like there's a lot of things you can do with it. The Ring of Grammaria, I think it's called. Vicious mockery sounds... viscous mockery sounds really fun.
I feel like that's a thing that all gelatinous cubes should have.
Yes, I agree.
What, viscous mockery or the Ring of Grammatica?
Viscous mockery.
Both. Why not? What am I rolling? Though?
Wisdom saving throw. I was correct. $19. You pass. Ring of Grammarian. I think is it from the Adventure Zone? I think it's from the Adventure Zone.
Yeah, I want that item.
It's on their wiki. For example, the wearer can start casting Cause Fear and then activate the ring to instead cast Cause Bear. Oh, there's so many good ones. I love the Ring of Grammarian. I'm definitely going to put it in a one-shot. It's just great. That's the oven's go as it fails to cast Viscous Mockery on Grinner. Morgantha. Morgantha's not happy about all of you guys around her. She's just not happy about any of this. What is she gonna do? All right, she kills Tithla. There you
Put
go.
her out of her misery.
Probably eye bite is a bit harsh.
I think she's going to come
Oh
over
my-
and try and eat Tithla to
Oh.
convert her into the
Yeah.
next hag.
Roll for swallowed.
Roll for swallow.
Nope. Nope.
That's a very different setup.
Stream's going places.
No. She's not going to do that. I need everyone around her, so she's going to cast Arms of Hadar. I need everyone within 10 feet to make a strength saving throw. That is going to be Luther and Grinner. Oh, she could push up and get the Drake as well. Oh, within 10.
It would be
they're all
Tithla
within
And
10 feet.
Tithla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Tithla the Drake.
Tithla's main stat, strength.
I thought so. That's a 12 for Grinner. No, advantage
I get
19.
advantage.
Luther gets a 12. Tithla, that's a 3.
Tithla got a 3.
It's a
Off, Tithla.
Well, she might be about
Oh,
2.
Let me do the Drake.
Bye, Drake.
Drake got a nat 20.
Nat 20 for the Drake. No, do you know what? You have been rolling well, just not for you.
Roll to the Drake.
Yeah, it's all to the Drake.
Drake be
Okay,
fine.
so anyone who's hit by this, which is going to be Luther and Tithla. The Drake obviously passes with a nat 20 and Grinner passes with a 19. So you can't take reactions until your next turn, and you also take 8 necrotic damage. Those of you who passed take 4 necrotic damage. Tithla's still up at this point, I'm guessing, right?
Can I just ask a real quick question?
Hello.
Am I rolling on the necrotic injury table now?
Are you back? Are you down to 0?
Oh, 100%.
So you need to roll a Constitution saving throw. 8 is the DC.
Oh, easy.
So it's the damage you
Easy.
took that reduced you to 0.
Oh, I rolled a
10,
8, that's
you're
a
fine.
10.
So you don't take an injury. You're just down to 0. But for the fun of it, do you want to roll me a d20 to see what you would have got?
100% I do.
Here comes the one again. Losing.
That's a
19. So this is what you would have got. Skin discoloration. Patches of grey skin resembling that of a corpse appear across your body. This results
that
in
would
no
have been-
significant impairment, but appears on
I
some.
would have reverted back closer to normal.
Yeah. There's a cosmetic
Burn
improvement.
wounds.
At this stage.
all of the burns would have been like joined up by these tendrils of like dark grey, black veins
pretty
across
sick.
you as you look like a corpse. You would have had advantage on intimidation checks. I would have given you because you would have looked horrific.
You still do.
Yeah. Luther, it's your go as Morgantha finishes her turn. As she lets out these tendrils of darkness around her, she looks towards you, Luther, looks you in the eye. You're going to die here today, sweetie. Make peace with it.
I just sort of nod and go, well, let's see what happens, I guess. I don't have any healing at all for Tithla. Like, no healing potions or anything. So I'm going to just move within her range and get sort of to here.
Yep.
And we need to just
That's
start
at the front door.
Yeah, I am at the front door, which is good. So I'm going to just leave the front door. Okay, I'm going to shoot Effie. Because like, I may as well just focus down the one instead of focusing on Morgantha.
Kill her after.
Exactly. Let's see if he hits. Correct.
Oh, natural 20.
Oh, baby.
There we go.
And I rolled
So,
that's 10 damage
plus
another
another
10 to
10.
20 damage.
Oh, she's looking so hurt as you just pull out this pistol and fire the shot. It blasts this hole in her chest.
I would like to think that I do a quick prayer to
Lysander. Yep.
Yes, sun god.
Yeah, Lysander.
my sun god. Bring me
Lysander.
the sweet, sweet rays.
Give me the sweet rays. As the bullet shoots through Effie, she just sort of like stops and looks down at this gaping hole in her chest. And as she tries to take a breath in, you can hear one of her lungs is not working.
Wow, that's brutal.
Yeah. She goes, trying to get a breath in. This old woman, like she's the old one, Effie. She's the old kindly one. She goes,
The old kindly one. She killed children.
The isn't the kindly ones a reference to Sandman? Kindly ones. I think it is. They're also super evil. The kindly ones. Oh no, it's a no. Never mind.
Okay, I'm going to use a second wind as well as a bonus action to get some healing. So I get 10 back.
Nice. It's Effie's go next. Effie, who is on 1 HP.
Oh, come on.
1 HP. Who is on 1 HP. vanishes to the border ethereal. Not wanting to be anywhere near you right now as she vanishes to the ethereal plane. They've scarfed it. She's just, you watch as like, it's not even like she just like fades. She sort of stumbles back into the shadow and disappears as she starts out this trying to breathe in and disappears from you.
Just quick, can I do a free action as well?
Yeah. Just
because I've realized the other one hasn't surfaced. So I'm going to go, Ismark, can you have a quick look and see how Irina's doing? Because we don't know where the other one is.
Ismark looks towards you and goes, oh, fuck. Yep.
Cool. I'll just do that.
Brilliant. Effie's go is finished. She goes to the ethereal plane and vanishes. Irina calls back in from the other room. I'm fine. I have not seen the other one for a while. I'm going to come back in. Is everything okay in there? Are we leaving?
Nah, we got this.
We got this. Blood.
Bear noises.
Hey, no one's telling Irina to run in and save Tithla. Irina kind of like...
Oh wait, like, can we actually answer?
Well, yeah, just a free action to respond. You know that. I always have that in my games.
Oh yeah, because I've already done it. Like I've already yelled. So
no, but it's okay to call out. Ismark will use his.
Is done. Come in now.
Ismark's like, yeah, Tithla's down again. Please, Irina, run. Irina, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, runs in. She doesn't have any healing words left. She pulls out from her pack a health potion and pours it down your throat. Tithla, you regain 7 hit points.
Nice.
As Irina pats you on the head and goes like, oh, my poor little child, you are so hurt. We need to get out of here. Quick, come with me. Grinner, it's your turn, buddy.
Right. So, can I, using my cranky pants, grab hold of both sides of this lovely old lady's head, pick her up, and then drop her on the ground head first?
So
that's what I would like to do.
You can do like
a
yeah. So I'd say it's a grapple, similar to trying to flip the oven over. I'd say it's a grapple.
Okay.
To try and like knock her prone.
And grapple was strength, wasn't it?
Strength, yeah.
Okay.
So it's not a saving throw. It's just a strength check. So
I get advantage on strength.
But you have to remove your proficiency from that. So the saving throw adds your proficiency.
Oh.
So it's 22, I believe, because your proficiency is +2.
+3.
+3, so 21. The Night Hag.
Oh no, sorry, +2.
+2.
22.
Still a fail from Morgantha. You just kick her legs out from underneath her, grab her head, slam her into the ground, knocking her prone.
Good.
That is your action.
That's my action.
Yep.
There's not really a huge amount I can do with a bonus action. I was kind of hoping I could like smack her head into the flagstones again.
You can do damage, but then you can't knock her prone.
Right.
So
okay.
Would you rather do the
happy.
damage or knock her prone?
No, I'm just gonna knock her prone and keep can I don't know, straddle her on her chest and just like.
You've got her grappled, so yeah, you can keep her pinned. So in that case, then, as you knock her prone and hold her in position, she is restrained. She can't use her movement.
Cool. And I'm again just yelling a whole range of things that I'm not allowed to say on YouTube.
Thank you, Theodore. It's your turn next.
Cool. I will run straight over to Morgan. Before I attempt this, can I get a feel on how... I want to pick her up and try and throw her in the oven.
So currently Grinner has her restrained. He has her grappled. So if Grinner was to use his movement, he could drag her over to the oven. It would cost him half his movement to do so. But he could drag her to the oven, and then with the two of you working together, you could try and push her in, yeah.
Alright, well, for now, I will just start clawing at her throat.
I'll double check. While she's restrained, you might have advantage.
Yeah.
If she's grappled. Yeah, you have advantage. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna go the claws first because it tends to be the first one I roll hits. So
21's good.
I'll see if it's a crit. Did the second one come through? Or is it being weird?
Not yet. It's just taking its sweet time.
There we go. Alright, where were the
19.
21?
21, so 12 slashing damage. And then the bite.
Oh, 14.
Oh, 14, yep, sorry. Plus 2 for the rage. Yep.
The general, and then I'll bite her throat.
Bite her throat.
Oh, she
24. You're rolling really well tonight, Az. Really, really well. It's almost like you're taking all the good rolls. And 24. Look at that. 2, yeah.
12 damage into her.
12 damage, yep.
Brilliant. On the ground, I just claw. Bite the throat.
As you deal a total of 26 damage, if my math is correct, in that one turn. As you claw away at her, Morgantha seems enraged. Ismark is going to make another strike at the oven. He's going to try and kill this oven. Shit, that hits.
Not a nat 20 again?
Not a nat 20 again. No, it's just to hit this one.
Why doesn't he start pulling his weight?
Yeah, I know. Ismark cuts down again at the oven, slicing off the chimney. Black smoke begins to bellow inside the oven and starts choking out the flame as he deals some more damage to it. Jonor, your turn.
Flies over, sees Morgana on the ground, and hurls in a firebolt.
Nice. I believe you have advantage because she's restrained, so you do still get advantage. So don't worry too much about her being prone. Consider it more as like she's restrained is the main.
Restrained, sorry.
Yeah. No, it's all good. It's all good. 23 is going to hit 5 fire damage.
And then there's a little bit of radiant that trails along behind the firebolt as well. Sort of like an after hit, flame and radiant.
2 more radiant damage. Nice. Anything else on your turn, Jonor?
He just sort of flies over that direction. That's it.
Alrighty. Tithla, it's your go. You are not making death saves, Irina having poured a health potion down your throat.
Tithla's just shit scared. Just like, what? And she's just gonna sort of crawl backwards to the wall and sit up and put her back against the wall and draw her bow and just see the oven there and Morgan there and just sort of draw, waiting for one of the others to come because she has no idea what sort of happened there. And is, just going to hold her action to see if somebody else comes in.
I was going to talk to you about a sanity check at the end of this combat. Sounds like you're kind of...
We can do that now.
Now, do you want to do it now?
Let's do it now.
You're loving the punishment. Oh, yeah.
Hey, the rolls are what the rolls are. All right. What am I doing again?
Just a sanity check. So just a...
that button.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. 21. Easy.
21. Tithla, as shell-shocked as you are by this, you're still... The adrenaline of the moment is still coursing through your veins and you are not affected by a fear, by any of this. It's getting to you, but not yet. You're still in the moment. You're still focused.
Yeah, so that's probably going to channel through the paranoia of where are these other ones and drawing and, holding that ready to attack.
Something happens that you guys can't see. The
What is
oven
it?
is going to try and use its movement to stand up.
Oh, fuck off, oven.
I'll roll again. Oh, it does stand up this time. You watch as the oven stands up and a door promptly falls off it, revealing the open flames inside. Somewhat subdued, given the punishment that Ismark's been dealing it. It is going to turn around and try and attack Ismark.
Can you describe how the oven stands up?
So here's what happens.
Can you describe that?
This gout of flame pushes out from behind as the oven rocks backwards and forwards, and then with this sudden burst of coal and fire from inside, as it ejects a lot of the internal combustion, it raises itself up, the momentum of this pushing it into position.
So it farts itself upright.
It expels flame and coal in an effort to provide lift. Allows it to very ungracefully rock itself back into position. It then attacks Ismark. It does hit Ismark. Ismark takes a bit of damage as the oven crashes into him. He cries out as a burn up his arm springs into the fire, as the oven lets out this gout of flame. Morgantha is restrained. She's surrounded by people. She's not liking any of this. Grinner, as you are grabbing hold of her, you're facing her at this point. She just smiles very broadly and leans in and kisses you deeply. Grinner.
Whoa!
She's going to cast Vampiric Touch on you through a kiss. This is going to be I'm guessing a 19 hits you.
Yep.
Grinner, you are going to take
7. Oh no,
7.
roll.
Yeah, 7.
3d6 and you got 7.
7. Oh, I didn't roll twice. I only clicked it once. Ignore. I think it just. I think it just
They're
duplicated.
different rolls.
Oh, they are different.
No,
I don't know. Maybe I double
rolls.
clicked it. 7. Yeah.
2 times you rolled 3d6 and got 7.
Yeah. That's hilarious. The second one was an accident. I didn't mean to click it twice. I didn't even think I did. 7 damage, Grinner. It's nothing.
Nothing. That's
Nothing.
alright. I can handle that.
Yeah.
No psychic damage for
I've been
getting
kissed before.
tongue kissed by a hag.
The problem is
Grinner's
though,
made out with worse.
as this life force is drained from you, as you feel this like pulling of your very essence, you watch as she seems to grow stronger, pushing against your grip. She is then going to she'd have to use an action to try and get out of this, so she's happy to stay where she is right now.
Is she a swolled lady now?
She is. She looks like this. She could do this though.
Do it.
Yeah, Grinner, she's going to. She is going to empower that spell. Actually, she is going. Oh no, she's saving that. No, she's saving that. No, all good. Luther, your turn.
Oh, it's just a bit of foreshadowing there.
Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna come stay next to her, and put my gun, like pistol to her head as she's kissing like Grinner, and then just unload one like just into her like face.
That's brutal.
That's restrained too, isn't it?
Yeah, she's restrained, so yeah.
Cool. It's advantage then. 16 to hit.
16 is not enough to hit a Night Hag.
Damn.
Missed a
One
point-blank
shot. 17 to do it.
Do we do any flanking rules at all? Do we do the +2 still? Because she's currently surrounded by.
Yeah, she's surrounded. Yeah. So +2 to AC, definitely. Yeah. So yep, that would hit them in that case. So 18 to hit, definitely. 10 piercing damage.
10 piercing damage.
Although, are you using a ranged weapon in melee range?
So Gunner Feat allows me to being within 5 feet of a hostile creature doesn't impose disadvantage on your range attack rolls.
Good. Just wanted to double
But
check.
that's the Gunner Feat. That's cool.
Anything else on your turn, Luther?
That's my main action. I don't really have any bonus actions left.
Yeah, she didn't like being shot. She will do a yeah, she is going to.
I mean, she did see me like absolutely just blow a hole in her sister.
Yeah, she's going to hellish rebuke that. As the flame, as this bullet strikes through her skull, and she recoils back, she points towards you, and this fire burns from the wounds. Could you make me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Sure. Crit.
That's only going to be half damage then, which means you only take 4 damage. I rolled
Sweet.
2d10 and I only got 8.
I blow her a kiss back.
5 and a 3. Oh, she looks towards you. I could give you a kiss too, sweetie. Something else happens you guys can't
While everyone is sort of I want to do something real quick, Owen.
Okay, yeah.
While everyone else is in the midst of combat and she says like something about a kiss, I for the quickest moment bare my fangs at her.
Oh, okay. Could you please roll me a intimidation check?
I'm not very intimidating. It's a -1, but sure. 14, that's okay.
She pauses and looks towards you, Luther. Are you one of his? You don't have the smell on you.
Not at all.
Oh, well then. I can kill you just safely then. Next up is something that you don't see.
What is it?
Something you don't see.
Do we hear?
Irina is going to grab onto you, Tithla, and she's going to try and pull you out of this room. If that's okay. Do you resist, or do you just let her grab you by the arms and pull you out of the room? 5,
I don't
10,
even know that
15. She gets you to the doorway. She'll keep you there, so you're
right
not near
next to
the
the
oven.
oven.
No, she's not gonna. Oh yeah, no, she wouldn't do that. No, she wouldn't do that. She's gonna take she'll pull you to the window. No, she wouldn't take you to the oven.
No, it's probably better.
Irina cares too much about you, and then she's going to use her action to punch through the window, and
out the window.
yeah, yeet you out the window. Grinner, it's your
Chance
turn.
from the fall damage.
As you roll down the hill, it's like fucking Red Dead Redemption physics. As you just start rolling down the hill and taking infinite damage. Grinner, it's your go.
No, I got to commit to this. I'm going to grab hold. So she's in her real form now.
So you're grappling her, yeah. So you're using your arms to hold her still.
Great. I'm going to, if I can, grab hold of both horns on each side of her head.
Yep.
And I just want to, as many times as you'll allow me, smash her head into the paving stones.
So you get one unarmed strike. This is an unarmed strike. So just to be clear, you will be releasing the grapple to do this.
But I'm still grappling her head, kinda.
But that's not how grapple works, unfortunately.
Okay. And is it unarmed, or am I technically using a paving stone just in reverse?
That's a good point. If this was to be brought up before a court of law and the judge said, "I'd like to see the murder weapon, please," the prosecution, they would lift up the paving stone. So yes, they would present it as evidence. Okay, yes. So I'd say you can use the paving stone, which means you can use a D6 for the dice damage.
All right, great. And I'm just having.
So it'd be like I think it's a small. It'll be a small improvised weapon, I believe, or it'll be one of the improvised weapons I've already made for you.
Yeah, you have. The martial improvised weapon, would you say?
Nah, it'd be the simple.
The
simple.
paving stone.
Yeah, it's not definitely not. So a martial improvised weapon would be something like you tear out a section of wood covered in nails, or you swing around like a pot lid that's like they're sort of more like imitating actual weapons. This is a simple weapon.
I don't suppose my paving stone has any nails sticking out.
There's no nails in a paving stone on account of being a fucking paving stone, Raph.
I'm just gonna roll my roll then.
These are wooden floors, to be fair. These are wooden floors. As you smash her head against the wooden floor, 19 hits, six bludgeoning damage. As you just crack her nose, you watch as with this sickening crunch, her nose breaks, and this dark orange blood begins to drip down the side.
Can I utilize, please?
Yes.
I just need to double check that I am doing this right. Whilst raging, the first creature you hit with an attack on your turn has disadvantage. Where is it?
You're raging, so that's an additional 2 damage as well, so it's 8 damage total. So
yeah, 8, thank you.
That's right.
They have disadvantage. Sorry, this thing's got in the way. Get out of the fucking way.
Alright, fine.
I clicked on it and then it brought up the side thing, which got in the way. Has disadvantage on any attack that isn't against me, and when the target hits a creature other than me, that creature has resistance to the damage dealt by the attack.
So doing
and
an
that's
attack.
utilizing my ancestor protectors, so my 2 funky fresh little kid ghosts.
You dead children feet.
Yep.
As these 2 ghostly images sort of pull out from you, leaving behind this ghostly after image, they begin surrounding her, harassing her, calling out in these myriad of voices. And you see, Grinner, it's not just these 2 kids. It's almost like this after image left of many, many more that you can faintly see, summoned by this power.
Arm your children.
Theodore.
Pie children. It's the pie children.
I believe you're next. Yeah, they all have like pies instead of heads, unfortunately, though. So the effect somewhat lessened as Grinner goes, Theodore, it is your turn.
I'll kick it. So she's not restrained anymore?
She's not restrained anymore.
But she's still prone.
She's not prone.
Okay. No, just restrained. All right, regular old restrained.
She was restrained. She is now no longer restrained.
Oh, well, then just regular old claws.
Regular claws. 16's just not enough.
Alright. I will.
As the claws strike, missing her and carving into the wood around her.
Alright, we'll go for the bite. Oh, man, I'm...
13. You've been cursed by Tithla.
I have.
As the bite comes down and strikes empty air, she just dodges out of the way nimbly. Any movement, Theodore?
No, I'm just checking if any bonus actions I've got.
Bonus actions?
Yes. Yeah. Don't think so, because I'm going to save my spell slot for For healing, yeah.
That's fair.
Nope.
Ismark's going to face off against this fucking oven. It's no longer prone, so he no longer has advantage. Ismark strikes true. Oh, he's fucking done it, boys. You watch as Ismark just cuts away at the base of the oven. Almost single-handedly, he took this thing out. As Ismark cuts away at the base of the oven, sort of seeing that it's a lot weaker after expelling a lot of the flame and coal from inside, Ismark, rather than striking, uses his sword to scrape out all of the coals. The second the fire is gone, the oven moves and stops to a standstill right in front of Ismark. Ismark gives it a hesitant kick and it just tips over and drops to the ground with this clatter. Ismark looks and goes, our escape's free, we could run now.
Nope, we kill it.
Is that what you say?
Yep.
I don't speak bear. Jonor,
the intent's as clear as I can make it.
Jonor is going to see Morgana on the ground, and he's going to do a drive by a flyby. He just overhead runs down, flies over the top, and just like shoots down another firebolt.
Alrighty,
So-
no longer with advantage, but you can shoot a firebolt.
Sounds good.
11.
Wow.
Oh, mate. Sorry. As you shoot out this firebolt, it just against the stone, right near Grinner.
Yeah, and he just sort of flies overhead.
Nice. Tithla, it is your go next as we're back at the top of the round.
Morgan.
Actually,
you had to...
before you do, sorry, let me just check how many turns that's been. Tithla, have your go, then something's going to happen.
Oh, no, don't say that.
It's in that order.
What does
It
that
doesn't happen
mean?
before Tifla's turn.
Mm-mm.
Please.
No.
Question. Before there was an effect where Tifla couldn't take reactions. Is that still in effect?
That's the result of your horrendous burns across your body.
Permanent.
No, there was something else. There was something that was bundled
The
in.
hyperthermia.
Really?
Yeah, I'll pull it open again, but I'm pretty confident that's exactly what it's.
I thought there was something that affected a couple of us that was separate to that.
Oh, that
So
was
the-
Hadar's arm.
that was
failed.
Hadar's arms. That's passed, but
Yes.
you still have for the fire damage. Let me just pull it open again.
Yeah, it's.
Oh
I
no,
don't think that said anything about.
no, you're right. No,
reactions.
sorry.
Hadar's
Your
arm.
reactions are fine.
Right,
It's just you can't take the dash action. Apologies. Yeah, the Hadar effect has faded long ago.
Lovely. And she'll use half of her movement to stand up. She'll say, Irina, I think we're probably pretty safe over here in the corner. We're nice and far. There's lots of them away. Let's just help from over here then. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, I will try and keep you safe.
Well, if they're gonna run them, we're right here at the window. We can get out first.
I will make sure you are out the window first, Titty.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna protect you. Remember, that's what we're here for.
She gives you a pat on the shoulder.
And she's going to try and she's gonna look over to shoot at the oven and see the oven's down.
Yeah, Ismark standing proudly on it, one foot
Nemesis.
up on it.
Morgan, this I tried. Okay, I'm sorry. And she's gonna shoot at Morgan with the longbow. Ooh, that's
Plus
better.
2 to
That's a
hit. Plus 2 to hit
17.
because she is currently flanked.
No,
um,
19.
Which actually means Theodore's claw attack
yeah.
from before should have hit, which I will
Thank
add right now.
Thank you. So 11 for that.
Yeah. Add that right
Nice.
Thank you.
now. 17
Respective
plus 2 is
flanking.
19. That hits. Would you like to roll some damage?
Me, or are you doing the claw? Is there more on the claw?
No, claw's done. It's you now, Jacob.
Lovely. Then my Drake is going to infuse this. Suck it. That's an 8 on the
8 damage, yep.
on the piercing,
Ooh.
so it's 12 points of piercing
Nice.
12
Ooh,
piercing
plus
damage.
damage. An extra 5 cold.
Oh,
Tifla's working
nice. Yeah, Tithla's in. Yeah, Morgantha's not liking this very much. As we move on to the next initiative, so on an initiative roll of 19, a figure appears in the doorway. A familiar figure to all of you. An older gentleman, elven in appearance, with short black hair fading to grey, dressed in ranger garb with a longbow strapped to his back and owl feather arrows in a quiver. You
I've
see,
not seen Damo before, actually.
oh yeah, Theodore hasn't. You see Damien step into the doorway. And as he sees the lot of you and sees Morgantha in this hag form, he calls out to you. What was his name? You need to get out of here right now. I will deal with this hag. Run! And he holds up this lantern high above, and you watch as this light begins to shine from the lantern, this almost like reddish purple glow. And as Morgantha turns towards Damien, sees him, lets out this vicious snarl, like, ha! And then suddenly stops. No, and begins backing away. Theodore, Grinner, and Luther, if you wanted to make an attack of opportunity, you can do so as she moves out of your range.
Does she has to stand up to you?
I critted.
She's already standing up.
She's up against you.
She's already standing up. Natural 20 for Luther. That is going to be 20 damage again. Brutal.
Hold on, bear with me. I don't have any fucking weapons. I've just got to use my hands.
Just punch her.
Punch her in the back of the head.
Just punch her in the head. 17's enough. 17's enough. 6 bludgeoning damage. So you punch her in the back of the head and she backs away. Damien calls out, Back, foul fiend. You will have no more of meat today. Back out of here. And as she steps back, you watch as she fades away into the shadows, disappearing from view.
Damn it.
I'm going to pause initiative for the moment because there are still things happening in the background, but I'm going to just disappear it for the moment. Damien gestures to all of you. Quick, we need to run. The other two are up in the upper tower. It seems like they're casting some sort of spell. You need to run. All of you now with me.
I get my right up, yeah. I don't know who this guy is. I am not stoked on this development.
Damo!
While you guys are having your role play, is there any like oil or anything like that?
Any oil? No oil.
Anything.
No oil. There's loads of things. Like when you say anything, are you looking for flammable things?
Anything flammable. Because as we're leaving, I want to try and get this up in flames.
So the stone tiles underneath obviously aren't flammable. You can see that the oven has spewed out hot coals and lumps of still slightly burning wood that is on the floor on the stone. It isn't burning. The walls, however, are made of plastered stone or wood. You're not sure because it's covered in this layer of plaster. But conceivably, if you could just start kicking the coals around the room, you might be able to start a flame.
100%. I'm going to start kicking the coals around the room, sort of around the sort of walls and stuff that are a bit more flammable, and try and get this thing roaring.
Alrighty, so Luther is going to. Luther's going to run over towards the oven and start kicking the coals around. Tithla, what are you doing? Okay.
Well, you just brought Damo rock up. Aren't you happy Damo's there?
Damo, you came back.
Yes, I said that I would. You need to get out of here, Tithla, now. Out the window.
You did. Did you get the pie that I left you?
He sort of cocks his head. No, there was no pie. I'm sorry, Tithla. Maybe one of the beasts of the forest took it.
That's surely it. Only a beast would eat such a thing that it wasn't left for them.
Alright, so Tithla's spending her turn talking. Irina just jumps out the window. She's just like, I've already opened this window. She just climbs out the window. And then she leans back in trying to gesture Tithla to like help pull her out and help her up over the window.
Tithla's still kind of dazed and working out what's going on.
Jonor, what are you doing?
Damien, you're our sniper sore eyes. Let's get out of here. I fly down over towards Tithla. Go to grab her, land on the ground, and start trying to pull her out this window as well.
So 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, you can just dash and you can just carry Tithla out the window. Yeah, absolutely. No problems at all. Tithla, you can try and resist this if you want to make a dexterity saving throw to avoid being carried out the window.
No, that's fine, but my Drake would probably have moved over towards me with its 30 feet.
Yeah, fair enough. Do you want to have it dash and use 60 to get out the window?
I mean, if you think that it can do it itself, then yeah, great.
It can. Not? I mean, you can just call out Drake as you like go out the window, and it'll dash towards you. That's fine.
Drake.
Theodore, what are you doing? Your hackles are up. You're feeling a bit.
Well, I mean, these guys seem to know this bloke, and I mean, they've mentioned this mysterious Damo character before, so I'm just gonna
infamous.
Sprint and cocaine bear my way out of this window. There's just
There is an open door
Awesome.
right in front of you.
No,
I'm not running past this guy.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, in that case, then you just run towards the window.
Kool-Aid
Leap.
man through it.
Four
Like
paws
around-
off.
oh,
Yeah.
Out the window.
And you just straight out the window, crashing down into the earth on the other side as you crash down. Grinner, what are you doing?
Shit. Are there any of the coals nearby me?
Yeah, they're all on the floor near the oven. They're all near your feet.
Near my feet. Okay. Shit. I've got that weird janky hat that I found in the manor on Still Hay.
Yep.
It's like a top hatty looking. Oh no,
Yeah,
it was a bowler's
It was a
hat. wasn't it?
bowler hat, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not that attached to that. I'm going to take it off my head and try and scoop as many coals into the hat as possible, which has a very short shelf life, I would imagine.
Yeah, a couple of coals, and then you can see the bottom is already starting to burn through almost instantly.
Cool. I'm going to run out the front door and try and yeet him through an upstairs window.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, as you run out the front and yeet this cap up through, could you make me a ranged improvised attack?
I certainly can. Let me work out where that is, because I didn't expect that. Throw an improvised weapon?
Throw an improvised weapon.
You happy with that?
Yeah, that's it. I set it up just for moments like these.
Oh, no.
10. Well, no, it's throwing through a window. 10's enough to get it through a window. Like, you're just throwing it into an open window. I just need to know if it was above a 10 or below a 10. 10 meets it. You just hurl this cap up as you throw. Or is it like Odd Job? Do you throw it like a discus?
I absolutely throw it like a
hot
disc.
coals like spilling out the back as you lob this hat. It flies through an open window, and, like smashes into the ground. You don't hear any responses or any cries of alarm.
That's all I'm doing. I'm out of there.
And
I'm gonna find
Luther's trying to start a fire. As you kick around the coals, Luther, Ismark sees what you're doing and goes, and he like kicks a couple of coals and then sprints for the door and runs out.
That's fair.
He like helps you a little bit and then he's like, nah, I'm not sticking around for this. Alrighty, as the rest of you begin moving away, I'll move you guys down out of the way. As you begin moving around, regrouping at the front of the house, Damien looking over. Luther, you're the only one left inside at this point. As you begin kicking the coals and trying to pile them up against the walls, could you please roll me a D100?
Ooh, okay.
The Dundred.
The Dundred.
27.
Oh, it's a great name for a podcast, Dundreds and Dragons. 27. As the coals begin piling up against the plaster, you can see they're burning it, but it's not actively catching a light yet. It looks like it's kind of like scorching and burning away part of the plaster. It's actually turning black and scorching where it is, the soot gathering around it, but it hasn't caught fire. You can see, though, back in the kitchen, most of the benches seem to be made of wood.
Yeah,
Don't
okay.
make him stay in there.
I'm just giving you information that his character would know and that he can see. That's all I'm doing.
Because I have, like, in a tinderbox, would there be at least some form of accelerant?
Probably you'd have some.
Probably tinder.
Yeah, that's the tinder. Yeah, I was gonna say you'd probably have some like dried grass or some like strips of string that are quite flammable.
Look,
but
I'm just gonna dump my whole tinderbox on this like coals, and then I'm not gonna link it too much longer. I'm gonna then like make my way out through this window.
I love how no one takes the fucking door. As you leap out through the window, Jonor
already
previously
opened.
broke.
Yeah, exactly.
The rage hand still there, like just like punching the empty frame. The roid hand. As you run out and rejoin the group, as all of you.
I try my best to get it roaring, but I'm not that keen to stick around either.
No, that's fair. As all of you get to the outside of the windmill, the land around has changed since you were inside. No longer are these fields of wheat golden and pristine and swaying in the wind. The land is blighted. Dark, sickly weeds covered in slime grow around the earth. You can see bones planted in the earth around the windmill. Clothes piled high against one of the doors of the cafe. And the windmill itself, as you turn back and look up, no longer this beautiful, bright cafe and kitchen. The windmill churning high above. The blades are partly broken. The door partly broken in. You can see the windows are covered in this thick layer of dust and age. The wood partly rotted on the outside. The pathway that led up to this is cracked and broken. And as Damien begins running down the pathway away from the windmill, you see a sickly purple light pulsing in the top window of the windmill. What are you guys doing?
Probably legging it up the demo.
Yeah, guys, I got a feeling this thing's gonna blow. Some ominous purple going up there. Let's go.
It's a magic term, ominous purple going down up there. That's a t-shirt. We got some ominous purple going down in here. Yeah, ominous purple. It's a great band name. Oh my god. So many good band names. Ismark and Arena immediately begin legging it. Arena, like, gently placing an arm around you, Tithla, and kind of like guiding you away from this place. Very keen to not have you be in any more danger given the state of you.
Tithla slows her down heavily, only being able to move at half the speed as anyone else.
Ismark, seeing this and seeing Arena not willing to leave your side, runs back, picks you up, and carries you.
Oh, I was gonna flicker up onto my back.
Oh yeah, you're faster than Ismark. You'd move quicker than he does. As Ismark goes to run back. She would actually
probably then more instinctively climb aboard.
Yeah. As you get on the back of climb aboard, all aboard. As you climb on the back of the Beornling, on the back of Theodore's Beornling form. I mean, there's a moment of comfort here, like being snuggled into that warm fur, even though there's a few bits that are kind of matted with his own dried blood.
I feel like she'd probably fall asleep for a second, just until we then stop real quick, and then she'd wake up again, a little disorientated, but having that short moment of comfort and warmth and familiarity in this cold and scary new world.
Yeah, fair enough. No, fair enough. As all of you run down the pathway and begin getting close to the bottom, you can see rising from the fields around you, the bones that have been buried start to move and shudder and form themselves into skeletons that begin climbing out of the earth, covered in rotten clothing, sections of mud still adhering, probably sections of rotten flesh as well around them, as they begin rising from the ground and moving towards you as you run down the pathway. Damien, seeing this, spins around and holds aloft his lantern, raising it high above his head, this pulse of light shining out from it, the skeletons stopping in their place and then moving back, taking on these very threatening positions but not moving any closer to you. As you reach the bottom of the pathway, Damien running to catch up. He doesn't seem out of breath. If anything, he sort of, as he looks behind and sees the skeletons, tucks the lantern away. That was far too close. If I had known that you were heading for the windmill, I would have warned you to avoid it. What were you thinking?
Well, we didn't know. We were just trying to visit some friends that we'd made and just see how we were going.
The hags of the old windmill are vicious creatures, evil creatures. You would do best to avoid them.
I feel like we've sort of worked that out now. But I don't think your
journey was to Vallaki. This is some detour.
Well, I guess it's all perspective. We thought we could all do it in one day, and we're going to Vallaki now.
We did the maths on it, and we figured we could get it done in, roughly the same day.
Just please, that's all of you.
More importantly,
okay.
Look, I need to go. Have they been attacked before? Is that the first time they've been attacked?
Not the first, and it won't be the last. They like to play with their food. They were upstairs.
Thank fuck for that.
Casting some sort of spell to raise all of the dead in this area. They were going to swarm you and then pick you apart. I have seen it before.
Right, but they are still alive, right? There's going to be more pyres later.
He gives you a bit of a look and nods just once.
Wait, Grinner, you know what's in the pyres, right?
Well, yeah, look, I'm having a little bit of trouble with that, right? Because I do, but fuck me, they're good. And I think that's fucking
having
right.
a bit of trouble with the consumption of human flesh. Because on one hand, I'm consuming human flesh, but on the other, it's pretty good.
It's
It's pretty Moorish.
Fuck.
Sorry, Raph, didn't mean to
Damien,
interrupt you there. Just
Has anyone else not eaten the pies yet?
I've barely eaten any. I just tried
Luther's had like a
little bit.
single bite, and that's not enough to have anything happen.
Tithla hasn't had it.
Oh no, I
Tiffany's
haven't
had
had
none.
slice of pie. That's right.
Yeah,
I
Theodore's
had
had
one the first time. Yeah.
It's just Jonor and
I had
Grinner
one
out of the.
before.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull a jug of gravy out of my backpack. Is that
Shit,
still
you would
there?
still have that, yeah.
have a
Grinner,
slice of
as you pull open the jug of gravy, as you look in, expecting to see this very rich, beautiful smelling gravy, with the glamour covering these lands now gone, stench, foul decay, and death wafts up. And as you look in, no longer is this a rich, beautiful, creamy gravy. Instead, it looks like a black slime. This viscous, dark mold collected in the bottom of this chipped and broken jug.
Is there any
Oh, it's just-
like
How-
grisly
how's it
finds
taste?
as well?
Depends if Grinner wants to try and drink it.
Well, I'm gonna reach my hand in and dip my finger in it.
Why would you do that? As you reach in, a black pudding rises from the. No, I'm kidding. As you reach in and scrape a finger along the inside, it's not possible for it to be this crusty and still liquid, but somehow it manages it. The outer layer is this thick, sandy crust with chunky, dark bits locked in, and as underneath, squishy and slick as you pull it out and have a look on your finger. You can see tiny chips of what look to be bone, as well as this long, sinuous length of some sort of connective tissue. You're not sure, but it continues down into the jug, and as you tug on it with this, an eyeball emerges from inside the jug,
Oh.
partly rotted, as you tug on the optic
What
nerve.
species?
Oh,
What
Jesus
species of
Christ.
eyeball?
I mean, it is hard to say because a lot of, like, if you look at human eyes, they look a lot like a lot of other eyes, like dog eyes look quite similar to ours as well, unless you cut them open. Humanoid looking, I would say. Definitely not like a goat or a cow or anything like that, which have quite distinctive looking eyes. Yeah, humanoid or something similar.
How's she taste?
Oh, this is
It's
just.
nasty.
It could still
This
be
is
good, mate.
just,
You could Lady in the Trampet. I reckon
Oh man.
optic
Man,
nerd,
I'm
Lady in the
definitely
Trampet.
putting-
so dark.
The eyeball's going on the ground. I don't need that. But
As
I
it
am
drops
gonna
down.
lick my finger.
Okay.
Oh man.
Obviously, make me a
That's
Constitution
so
saving
keen.
throw.
Tentatively lick my finger.
Obviously, make me a Constitution saving throw. You sick fuck.
Hey, you're describing it.
You're doing this.
You made it sound delicious.
24.
It's good shit.
The urge to vomit assaults you quite strongly. This wave of nausea, accompanied by this very uncomfortable knowledge, Grinner, that settles in your mind just as your stomach unsettles itself. You've drunk this, quite a bit of it, recently.
So this isn't like pate where it's meant to be goopy food.
This doesn't look
Okay.
like the gravy you drank before. It is, but it doesn't look like it, and you realize that this food was clearly enchanted to look and taste and feel like something else.
For fuck, this is. Oh yuck! I'm gonna. Can I try and?
Finally, we get yuck. It's the most descriptive term Grinner can use to summon what I've just described. Yuck. Yeah, a wordsmith,
Can I
ladies and
try
gentlemen.
I mean, it's
Egg.
bang on.
Yeah, it's bang on. It's exactly what Grinner would say. Oh, yuck.
It's pretty yuck.
Yeah.
Can I try and?
It's
throw
not yummy
this jug
yummers.
as hard
It's
as I
yucky
can
yuckers. What was that, sorry?
back? I want to throw the jar, the vial, whatever it is.
Jug.
Forgotten the word. As hard as I can. Thank you, jug. As hard as I can back at the windmill. Hopefully.
So the windmill's pretty far away at this point. Like, we're talking...
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I know. I'm
Do you want to
thinking,
make me
like,
a ranged improvised weapon attack?
Okay. Watch how good this is. Watch how good.
Natural
Grinner
20.
is.
We're waiting.
Where is it? You better wait a bit longer. Where's the page gone? There we go.
No pressure, but
15. The jug sails a good distance before just smashing down onto the cobbles. I mean, decent distance away from the windmill, but you throw it. I mean, it was a good chuck as you throw this jug and then it smashes down on the cobbles. There's the smash of porcelain, but then this disgusting wet splat as it hits the ground. You watch as one of the skeletons rushes over and like begins striking at it, just checking that it's dead, and then as soon as it realizes it's not moving, moves back into position, sways threateningly, holding this arm bone from another skeleton.
I imagine we've all been looking at Grinner, just watching this jug sail into the distance, crash, and as you turn around, you see Jonor, like hunched over, just like fingers around his mouth, just trying to clean with prestidigitation, get all the shit off him, all of that.
Jonor, you had a bit of gravy too, didn't you?
Didn't have gravy.
Oh, no gravy.
And now I know for sure what was in the pie, and he's trying to like clean himself up, but he can't clean inside himself.
Damien doesn't seem to notice this as he sort of watches Grinner throw this jug. He nods and goes, "Yes, that was the wisest thing to do. It would be monstrous. I could not imagine what it would be like for any of the people who had consumed those pastries to know that they had willingly consumed human flesh. There is no taint more obvious on the human soul."
Well, I haven't quite got around to thinking about it, but thanks for that. You're Damo, right? Yeah, thanks.
Damien. Yes, I'm a hunter. I met with your group last night. A number of you were still asleep. It is good to meet all of you now that you are awake.
Damien,
Yes, Tithla.
you said you were going to come back.
And I have. I am here.
But it's not quite the same. It's not really what we were talking about, though, is it?
I cannot be with a group for long, Tithla. It is for the best, trust me. I am sorry if I have hurt you. But it is for the best.
I don't want to play this sad sub card here, so I won't. I just thought we had something, and I thought you'd be different.
I'm sorry to have disappointed you.
I understand that I am who I am, and I have to try and live with that every day, but I just thought we had a nice connection, and, well, I'm sorry about that.
Damien seems to sort of nod as if, yep, this is right. Like, you are correct. Just sort of nods, smile half turned down.
I've got a question for you, mate.
Yes?
You met... No, not you.
Sorry. I just thought it was a bit weird to then address me after that big emotional speech, so I guess this probably makes more sense.
So, I don't really know. I don't have the emotional capacity to handle that, so I thought I'd ignore it.
I've got the emotional range of like a rather small teaspoon, Tithla. Like, give me a fucking minute.
Yeah, no, I guess I should have expected that. That's on me. Again, this is probably my
There
fault.
are
still.
slime molds, Tithla, with more empathy than I have.
I'm processing a lot of things right now, including human remains, quite literally.
Oh god.
So,
Mostly human remains, actually.
Language gonna go with that. Is that gonna be fine?
We'll find out, won't we?
right,
Probably
so
not.
Damo, right, so you met up with this lot, or some of this lot last night, right? And from what they were saying, you wandered off into the forest heading the opposite way. What the fuck you doing over here coming to the windmill?
So that's a good point. Because I was the one that said goodbye to Damien.
Yeah.
Which way did he actually go, Owen?
He was heading north.
And
You guys
where
have gone
we are,
northeast of that position.
is it within the realm of possibility that he
Northwest,
could find him?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not. You're not that far. Like, let me just quickly pull up and just double check how far it would have been. Actually, I can bring you all back to the map if you like. No reason we can't be on the map.
No,
Yeah. So it would have been. Yeah. So you guys camped out. So he headed north. You guys have headed due west of where you camped in the forest. He took off towards the north. So it's not that far really for him to have gone and then come back. Like, It depends how
I will
far
say-
he went.
I will say that
And
I'll
also,
pipe
how
in.
noisy,
How what, sorry?
how noisy were we being? Like, yeah, sure, we were fighting but we're in a windmill, right? Like,
Do you want to ask
sounds
that
like
question?
a-
That's a good question. Do you want to ask it?
Well, I'm more just thinking, like,
Yeah.
because I don't know whether I should be suspicious at all about this situation.
I'll say, to give like you Grinner some more context, I'll pipe up and go. I mean, like he wasn't entirely like, in the opposite direction per se, but you definitely weren't heading in the same direction as us. What brought you this way, Damien?
I was heading to the north to meet up with an old colleague. We had some words, and I headed east. I then saw the light from the windmill, and grew concerned that maybe more had fallen into the hag's web. While I have tried my best to avoid them in the past, I remembered that you lot had been travelling through, and I feared that perhaps you had wandered close to the windmill. I thought I'd better investigate.
What was that?
And I am.
Oh, sorry, Jonor, but by all means.
Yeah, man, I am glad that you came past here because we were in an absolute pickle, or a pie maybe. So I can't be more thankful. Like you've really saved us. Thank you.
An absolute pickle for a pie. Pickles
We
do,
were
pickled onions
fine.
do go well in pie.
We were fine.
We're doing good, except I don't know what they're doing up top. But
Yes,
what
the
was
purple glow was quite obvious, and I've seen that a number of times in the past. I know what it means for the village. Figured
so?
I'd have a
What
quick look.
what do you got there? What's that lantern you got there? That had an effect. That drove terror into Morgantha.
It's an old relic.
Morgana, actually. That's what we know
Yeah.
her as.
Yeah, he'll respond with, Morgantha, Ophelia, Bella. I've had dealings with them in the past, and this lantern is an old relic. It was made very long ago to combat their magics. Undead, fae, fiends, celestials. They don't like to be in its presence. You're muted, sorry, Has.
How do I go about being in the anti-fey light there?
Yeah, it doesn't. No, I mean, the lantern's tucked away. It's not glowing anymore. It doesn't seem to be. You seem to be fine.
But did I feel anything?
You didn't feel any effect. Although, to be fair, he wasn't shining it directly at you at any point, so you're not sure.
Did anyone feel any? None of us felt an effect, right?
No, none of you felt any
Yeah.
effect.
Yep, cool.
You're a little bit undead.
Well, that's why I
little
asked the question real quick.
Only one
That's why I
quarter
was-
on his mother's side, so
Yeah.
let's not. Come on.
That's why I was like, oh, hey, how's that Latin going
Yeah.
for everyone? Blanket term. Well, Grinner, how are you feeling now after we've had a bit more of a talk with him? Because you were like sort of thinking some ideas.
Yeah, look, Raph, really want to roll an insight check. Grinner, doesn't give a fuck.
I mean, like, yeah, that's a good point.
That's fair. Ismark holds out a hand and shakes Damien's hand. Damien takes his hand and shakes it, nods. Nice to meet you, Damien. Yes, Ismark. Thank you for coming by and saving us when you did. We were in as Jonor said, a bit of a pickle there. Oh, sorry, my sister, Irina. Irina reaches out, takes his hand, shakes it. Irina goes, thank you so much for saving us. Oh, it is not a problem. Not a problem at all. Pleasure to meet you, Irina. And he sort of nods as he clasps her hand and shakes it, and then reaches down, gives her a kiss, and steps back. Just on the hand. Well,
Smooches it.
He just smooches her. Yeah. No. Just
Doesn't
gives
go
her.
the full Morgan kiss.
Just gives it. Yeah. Just gives her a gentle kiss on the hand, with a bow. Well, I must be going. I have business to the south. It is lucky that I passed by, but I need to keep going.
North, south, west, business everywhere.
I need to travel a lot to stay safe in these lands. Although you didn't say that
So-
because you're a bear, so you just go. He doesn't. He doesn't respond. Then he doesn't say anything.
Wait,
Back.
so he's going south though, is he?
Yeah, southeast.
So you.
Or he just
when
said
you-
south, but yeah.
So then, have you already met your the person that was important that you needed to meet? Have you met him yet?
Yes, I
Ben?
met with him. I met with him first light. That's why I had to leave your campsites very early in the morning to get there in time. Luckily, I was able to catch him. We were able to do the exchange that we had promised.
Now, you're someone who's traveled in this country for a long time. Do you know any prominent healers that could help our friend here? And I gesture to Tithla.
He looks
Obviously,
over
with her condition.
Yeah.
I'll be okay. I just need a good night's sleep.
Yeah, that will definitely help Tithla, but no, I don't even have the heart to show her like in the mirror. Probably how it looks.
He looks over you, Tithla. Nods. I agree, those wounds need tending. You are not looking healthy at all. There are a number of places that you could go, but really the only healer that I'm aware of who is particularly gifted is the abbot in the village of Krezek. Otherwise, perhaps if you are able to go to... If you are still committed to going to Vallaki, perhaps you could head to the church there. Maybe one of the priests there could be of help healing you, Tithla. Those wounds look fairly grievous. You should get them tended to sooner rather than later. For you to travel to Krezek is quite a journey. I think perhaps Vallaki is your best bet.
Krezek was the place that the Vistani wanted us to go rob a box from, hey?
Yeah, Krezek.
The real
How do you
jerk
spell
people.
Krezek?
Krezk. Krezk. Krezk.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know
okay.
Krezk. I don't know why I've been saying Krezek. I just like the sound of Krezek. Krezk.
Hey, you're the
I'm
boss.
sticking to Krezek because I like the sound of it, so I'm changing it. It's Krezek. That's how it's spelled
Great.
in
Well,
this
I'm
world.
just glad I
New homebrew town.
scribbled out my name
Krezek.
of Krezek to Krez
Thank you.
to change it back to Krezek.
Yeah, I just prefer Krezek. Yeah, thank you. I just prefer it. It sounds better to me. I'm gonna stick with it.
Cool.
And I've already said it like 80 times throughout the full campaign, so I've got to commit now. This is the problem when you speed read and don't like pause and like think
So
through.
sorry,
the-
when you
You're
read.
you're the DM. It's all good.
We literally wouldn't have known if you didn't tell us.
Yeah, it's true.
Just then.
No, but I guarantee the fucking YouTube comment section would have.
Every
Yeah.
session. It's
No,
actually
that's why
Krezek.
YouTube won.
Krezek.
Actually, it's
Actually,
pronounced
actually.
Grenetst, not Green Nest. Actual comment. Mwah, love you. As you, Damien.
Thank you for the engagement.
Thank you for the engagement. Yeah, I'll take it.
Thank you for the views, though.
Yeah, exactly. As Damien sort of goes, yes, Krezek is far to the west. It's too far in your condition, Tithla.
I'll be okay.
Perhaps I should accompany you to make sure you get to the village of Vallaki safely.
That's okay. I'm sure you've got very important business. We'll get there.
If you're sure, I'm happy to come with you for the moment. It has been a while since I have been to Vallaki. I would
Thank
be happy
you.
to.
Thank you. And
Good
luck with your travels.
He's just
I mean, look,
hurt.
Damien, if you want to stay, you can. Like, I'm sure Tithla will perk up in time.
What's the time, Owen?
It's sort
time
of
of day
early afternoon at this stage.
Damn.
So the sun's out.
We've dicked around.
Well, the problem is that the sun in
Yeah.
Barovia is always covered by this layer of cloud. So even though there's ambient light around you, there's no direct sunlight. The sky is just overcast with these dark grey clouds. Not storm clouds, but thick and dark enough to block the sunlight. Why do you ask, Raph?
Oh, nothing. Just a hunch. Just an above-table hunch.
Nice.
Grinner just starts sharpening a table leg into a long...
Just a
why
toothpick,
do
nothing
you
to
need
see
that,
here.
Grinner? Oh, no reason. Well, if that is the case, then I will continue on my way and perhaps check in with you once you leave the village of Vallaki. Maybe see if I can find you again in the wilds.
What's with sudden interest, though, right? Don't you travel around a fair bit, mate? What the fuck do you care about us for? Why you
Tithla.
keep checking in, mate? I mean, it's lovely, but fuck.
You are newcomers to
quite
this
happy.
land. Sorry, you go. No, you go, Jonor.
I'm quite happy he can stop by and help us anytime he likes. We were cooked otherwise.
Well, we had that in the bag. It was lovely that you stopped to help, but we had it.
I was once like you, a newcomer to these lands, and I had people that I traveled with, people that I knew, people that I cared for. And I lost them. When I see you traveling these lands, these dangers, I have some degree of empathy for what you're going through. And spending time with your camp last night, I feel I got to understand some of you a bit better. I have always found it hard to close my heart to those around me.
So this is something I would insight check, but I rolled really bad when I was having a conversation with him. So I'm actually
You can have
more
another insight check.
endeared to him.
Good if you wanted to.
No,
You love it.
I think I'm a little bit more endeared to him because we
Yeah.
had a good chat, and
You did have
I
good
rolled
chats.
really bad in the insight checks against him on that time. So I won't insight check that.
Could I inside check him? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a bear, but I
Yeah.
still have my
Yeah,
mental
yeah.
stats.
100%.
And I don't trust this bloke at
Go
all.
on.
Natural 1. Natural 1. Natural 1.
Falls in love with it.
Natural 1.
That's
16.
not bad.
Yeah. Theodore, as you're listening, the benefit of being a bear right now is you can just stare at his body and focus on his body language, and no one's trying to make eye contact with you as a bear. So, like, you don't have to, like, focus on being polite. You could just flat out stare at him and watch his body language. When he says that about he was once a newcomer to these lands, that seems true. When he talks about traveling with people that he knew and loved, that strikes true as well. The statement, I've always found it hard to close my heart to others, you're just like,
Maybe not.
nah, you don't believe that. Like, the way this guy operates, I mean, he's a hunter, for God's sake. Like, he spends his life hunting animals, and he's already said that he hunts. Oh no, you weren't there for that, but he, like, yeah, you get the sense that probably to survive in the wilds, potentially he would occasionally have to turn in bounties and things like that. So this is not someone who is unaccustomed to. I mean, and you saw the way he handled himself in combat. He was very proficient, very quick. You get the sense this is someone who has seen combat a lot and faced great danger. This is not someone who is unable to switch into like battle mode. Like, this just doesn't add up. That sentence really doesn't make any sense to you at all. So you get the sense there's another reason. Like, you believe what he says for the first bit, but there's something else going on here.
Can I roll a performance check to try and bare hand gesture that we should get running because daylight's burning?
What would that look like? For podcast listeners, has raised one hand up as a claw pointing up and then pointed it away. Like, literally full hand up and then forwards. I would say that it's pretty clear the meaning there.
And I feel like between him and Tithla, there'd be some common acknowledgement of like, let's move on. We know that.
I take it back. Performance of 8 is not great. Like, it's sufficient. Tithla knows, but it's pretty incomprehensible to the rest of you.
Yeah, he thinks we should probably make a move and start on our way.
Are you sure? He looks like...
No, that's definitely what he said.
he looks really awkward in pain or something. Okay.
Yeah.
He hurt his wrist or something.
I'm not looking at Tithla. I'm looking at the
He
bear.
wants his temperature
Obviously
taken.
Tithla is in pain.
Get a thermometer.
Theo, are you in pain?
Shakes his head.
Yes, but it's emotional.
Well, I will leave you then. If you are traveling to Vallaki and you do not need me to keep watch and keep an eye on you, then I will continue on and perhaps see you again sometime in the future.
Bear thumbs up.
What's Tithla do?
Nothing, just sort of continues looking off.
Oh no. As Damien starts walking away, I just quickly catch up with him and go,
Yeah.
You know that I'm pretty sure that Tithla wanted you to stay. I think you're failing a test that she's just set up right now.
Oh, then, but it seemed like she did not want me here.
Yeah, no, I think you leaving right now is just like reaffirming everything that she was like had in her head. So you leaving right now, it's up to you. You can still go, but you've already said goodbye, I guess.
Damien kind of slumps a bit and looks over at you, and there's this moment of real vulnerability. Why can't people just say what they mean? Why do we have to play this dance? I will come with you if you want me to come with you. I will keep an eye on you. I'm happy to do this. It is no great inconvenience for me.
I personally, I feel like we're bonded a little bit, so you're more than welcome.
I will come with you then.
Even though I know this is Strahd. But...
What are you talking about? What are you talking
No,
about?
my character does not know this, though.
What are you
I'm playing
talking
the
about?
character. I'm not playing meta.
Next
He's not- I don't know, who knows?
Those
Maybe
bakers
he's
were
just-
hags.
Maybe he's just a really nice guy.
You know how much I love throwing red herrings in, so enjoy.
That's a good point. It just could just be like Damien just like set up.
I'm just waiting for the moment where you guys like rush into Strahd's castle. Like you see Damien in the dining room, and you just start cutting him up, and then Strahd walks in and goes, "What are you doing to my guest?" You guys just like pause, standing over Damien's bloody corpse. You're like, oh.
But regardless, I'll invite Damien to come along because I do think I've been around Tithla enough that she's definitely set up a test, and he's just failed it massively right now by walking away. Because Tithla wanted him to be there. It's just, yeah, she was definitely, that was a test.
Problem is now that you've said that, Jacob's going to switch it and be like, it's the opposite now.
Hey, look. He can't hear this conversation. Oh, she can't hear this conversation.
But Jacob can.
No. I just hope he won't matter.
I would never. But
insight check.
Tithla got burnt. Tithla got burnt.
Literally, really badly burned. Really badly burned, like 4th degree. Tithla's in real trouble.
Tithla doesn't have the mental capacity to do a test at the minute.
Damien begins walking back with Luther as you guys set off and begin moving down the main road towards the town of Vallaki.
Yeah, I want to get as much movement time in bear form as I can before that runs out too.
I make
last an hour, I think.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah,
I make sort of like a bad dad joke, like that doesn't show my age. It's like, hey guys, look who I found, like, because like he just left, and I walked off with him for like 1 minute. You all see this, and I bring him back, and I'm like doing this really like bad, like joke that like definitely tells my age.
Damien
because
seems...
I look 25, but I'm like 200, so.
Damien, for his part, seems a bit awkward as well, and sort of hangs at the back a little bit, and then moves to the front to kind of keep an eye out, and then moves to the back again, not really knowing where to kind of be in the group, sort of being a bit uncomfortable with the entire experience. After probably about an hour of walking, as you begin curving around a section of forest, he kind of pauses and looks back at you and goes, I know a shortcut through these woods here. If you want to follow, we can shave off a couple of hours of journey. It will require us heading through a slightly dangerous patch of woodland. There might be creatures to face, but we might be able to get through in one piece, and I can get you to Vallaki quicker.
So I trust Damien, but what about everyone else?
I'm willing to shave time.
Arena is Mark will nod along. Arena going, oh, it will be great to get there quicker before nightfall. Thank you, Damien. Not a problem, my lady. Not a problem.
I think Grinner feels even if Damien is a bad person or whatever, he's one guy. We got him. Doesn't matter. We take him. So Grinner's all for it.
Joke's on you. Damien's challenge rating is only 3. You do got him. Yep, sorry.
I do want to check before we get way too far away from the windmill, as we go over a hill or past a little copse or whatever. I just want to look back. Is it on fire? Is there purple? What's going on?
The purple light still shines, but as you guys get further and further away, the purple light grows a little bit dimmer and a little bit fainter. And then after probably about 45 minutes to 50 minutes walking, the purple light fades, and then suddenly behind you, this blighted landscape is suddenly covered with golden wheat fields again. The windmill back in its pristine state.
Okay. Reset for next time we go there.
Yeah, pies, boys.
Pies. Let's go back to
a couple more pies.
Why don't I just turn into a bat, fly back, and fetch you some pies? No, he doesn't say that. Obviously,
you can do that.
Obviously, he doesn't say that.
Windmill.
Obviously, he doesn't say that. As Damien leads you into the dark underbrush, heading into the forest, the trees closing in tightly around you, we leave off this session for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We will be back next session to see how that all goes down. That was a tense battle with the hags. Good lord. Now, there was one thing I was going to tell you that I didn't at the time, just because I thought it'd be fun for you to know afterwards, but I've forgotten what it was. If I remember, I'll let you know at the beginning of the next session.
Is that we leveled up?
I'm pretty sure we leveled up.
I mean,
It was. He's messaged me about it. That's what he was going to say.
Ooh,
Yeah.
lying about a level up, which makes me want to give everyone but Raph.
I'm okay
Yeah,
with it.
I'm okay
I'm
with
willing
that. Yeah,
for Raph
I'm
to take
good
that
with
hit.
Yeah.
hey,
Some of you
took
may
like 4
die,
turns.
but it is a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
Hey, look, he failed like 4 wisdom saving throws to get up, so fuck him.
Yep. Yep. I'll take
Even the
that.
fight without him for the most part. It was,
Yeah,
it was
pretty well.
not bad.
Yeah, without just him. Yeah.
That
Actually,
would make
yeah, we
sense
actually
for a
did-
level up not to be for me then.
Oh, fuck.
You can take a
just doing
pie-based multi-class and that's
just
it.
doing some really quick math.
Quick maths. 1 + 1 does 2. Quick math.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna give you a level up.
Hey!
That's the
Hell
first
yeah.
time it's ever worked. Asking for it never works.
Yeah. Just because I'm now going to increase the difficulty of the Village of Alaki.
Oh, good.
Why would the village
Why?
be difficult? It's a
Oh, no
village.
reason.
Yeah, nothing goes wrong in villages.
No reason.
I can stumble around at 15 feet. That's great.
You may all level up to level 5, and
Hey.
we'll start next session by going through what you will get from your level up. So level up during the week off, and we'll all go through your level ups when we get back. But for the moment,
So
I'm
easy.
gonna.
Yeah.
Sick.
okay,
I'm gonna pick a new feat and not tell Owen what it is.
you have to, otherwise you're not gonna get the feat. So probably worth telling me. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. There is no Avatar Legends tomorrow night. Unfortunately, I'm running an education session in the city that clashes terribly with Avatar Legends, so I'm not going to be able to do Avatar Legends tomorrow night. Work gets in the way. But on Wednesday, Return of the Giants, the brand new campaign starts. Get excited. It's going to
Very
be
excited.
a really cool Session 0. Similar to what we did with Session 0 for Curse of Strahd, but with some extra fun stuff thrown in as well. I
Ooh,
took what I
nice.
learned from the Curse of Strahd Session 0, and I've improved upon my Session 0 structure even more. So very excited to see how that plays out. But until then, stay safe, stay well. We'll see you guys next time. Bye!
See you, everyone.
Bye.
Mwah.
Bye.